like bodybuilders?
Bodybuilders?
Yeah.
I like skinny, scrawny guys.
How about multimillionaires? How about 8 inches and thick? How about talented? How about loving and respectful? I lost my wife 10 weeks ago. 21 years faithful. My daughter committed suicide 3 weeks ago.
Oh shit.
13. She was faster than me at 12, and I run a 6-minute mile. My testimony, I'm nothing but pure, and I ask you if you want to be in the YouTube channel. And you like scrawny guys.
I know he trauma dump on us like that. Damn.
Y'all like
she's actually based for just like dancing on him after that. Like that's pathetic. Learn to take your rejection like a man, dude. Like she said no. What'd you expect? This is the problem with the red pills. It gets these guys thinking that they're like, if I just work out, if I just keep maxing my PRs, then one day she'll like me. And it does not seem to work like that. I'm not so sure that's how it works.
You see how he was like backing up and stuff?
Well, yeah, he was put in like recoil mode. Like he was reeling from that rejection.
Yeah, that's so fucking just cringe.
Yeah.
I've seen some other ones floating around on X in the last few months.
I think he took it personally because, Andrew Tate and whatnot has been telling him that he just needs to lift and he'll get the ladies. But I don't think that's the case. I don't see gym cells ever doing particularly well. They might get a girl, but it's not like...
Cold approach is just cringe. It's so cringe.
I think the thing that makes it the worst is the seriousness of it. Like he left no like wiggle room. It's just like what did he expect? What kind of answer was in his head? What was he thinking like
explaining all these like quote loved ones that are dead or whatever? That was fucking crazy, bro.
She didn't find him attractive, but like the behavioral aspect was, undeniable there. He really showed that she made the right call by turning him down, but I think he reacted so poorly because he thought she was lying. It's like I think in his mind she pulled the whole kind of I have a boyfriend thing by instead choosing to say that she likes the opposite of whatever he is. And that's just the reality. Like women don't like fucking guys like that. I don't know. At least not young ones. Maybe when they're like 30 or 40 and they've had to like move a couple times and want like a couch carried up the stairs in their house, then maybe they start like reconsidering a little bit, but they like boyish twinks. Very like skinny, lean, like skeleton men.
Yeah, I thought that was great, by the way, that she said it. She even said it out loud. Like she was just being honest. Like, yeah, we
Yeah.
don't fucking gym self fucking tards. Sorry, bro.
I mean, and also I'd be hypocritical to criticize, on the age gap discourse, but that guy said he was married for 21 years in that clip too. Like you were married for 21 years. I assume you didn't get married before the age of 20. So you're probably like 45 fucking years old. You're 45 years old on the beach with like some like hype man or whatever. I don't even know what that other guy was doing, sitting there like trying to, big you up, and you just get like savagely dunked on by the woman. Part of me feels bad for him, but realistically, like that's the kind of guy that would mock you for being incel too. He'd say, "You get no pussy, bro. You get no pussy. Hit the gym, bro." Meanwhile, what his cold approaches look like.
Bro, I was talking to my like a coworker today, and he's just a normie, total normie, like white guy. He has a bar at his house. He's got he does volleyball like 2-3 days a week. You know, he likes to, you know, have a lot of people over and party, and you know, he's like a social person when it comes to like different like businesses. He's side businesses, you know. He's like tried to like, you know, sell ATVs, side by sides, motorcycles, um, you know, messed around with women, you know, that I'm, you know, like in his circle or whatever. And he just we just kind of I'm kind of poking him a little about some of these ideas, you know, and about just talking about women. And he just like he's 53 years old, but he looks like he's 39 or 36, you know. He doesn't look old, and he doesn't have kids, and he's never been married. And he just says to Thomas, you know, he's like, they're just all crazy. He thinks all women are just fucking nuts. And it's just like, why would I want to deal with like a 40-year-old woman when I could get a 20-year-old like hot girl to like fuck or whatever? He's just like, what's the point of dealing with any woman unless they're young and hot?
Yeah, it's become a very kind of like exclusionary game. I understand how women end up being like, you know, Chad celibate or whatever. They don't want to mess with anything that isn't whatever they believe their ideal partner is. Because I'm very much like the same way. I don't think any woman is better than no woman. I think there's a lot of women out there that just aren't worth having for one reason or another.
Yeah, man. Like hearing him talk, he kind of knew. Like he thought, you know, just listening to him talk about how like people who do have kids and are married, he's just like, nah, we ain't doing that.
Do you think that has anything to do with him appearing a lot younger than his age? And I too am curious. What was that sound? We heard some like caveman maxer in the background, like
Yeah,
bellowing.
my buddy, my roommate's fucking just got back and he's yelling at the dogs or something. He always talks to the dogs. Do you talk to dogs? You talk to your dog a lot?
Uh, I don't know.
I got a
Not
fucking shit
really.
show at my house. I got 2 roommates. I got 2 dogs. I got a cat in the house. It's a nightmare, but I don't know. It's not that bad actually.
I read somebody's post on it was like a YouTube video about with dogs in it or something, and somebody said like 1 dog's cool, 2 dogs is neat, 3 dogs is pushing it. Any more than that and you're crazy. And I feel kind of the same way with like pets in general. 3 dogs is too much. 2 I think is good because they can at least kind of keep each other company. You know, they're not like alone. But
Can you hear me?
yeah,
Dude, my computer's fucking up again. I swear to God, I restarted it before a stream too.
technical difficulties.
This is so fucked. I think I need to update my computer, and I'm lazy, and I never do that. So I think I gotta come back. I think I gotta leave and come back.
Oh, okay.
Just fucking, I don't know. Talk about how you're gonna be a new wagey.
Yeah,
It's gonna be great.
sure.
I'll be back.
So it's back to the wage cage tomorrow, boys. Bright and early. I don't even get a good night's sleep tonight. I had to wake up for a job interview today, and it's an okay job. I'm looking forward to it because it seems easy and I'm not really interacting with people. I get a large degree of autonomy, but the thing like dude, I didn't even get up for the job interview, and I was already tired. Like I slept all night. I get up and I'm like, I'm used to, for the last couple years, I've just been waking up whenever I want to wake up. You know what I mean? Like if I'm not feeling it, I roll over, I sleep a little bit more. Having to actually get up in time for the job interview, I almost didn't make it right there. I wasn't used to that feeling of my body not being like responsive. It was not something I'm accustomed to lately. In fairness, I got the job through a recommendation of an oofy doofy maxed brother of mine. So I crack slipped off the coattail of an oofy doofy. That's probably the only reason I got it, because it was a one and done attempt. Um, Not really gonna disclose what the job is, but I'm gonna be truck driving basically. So I don't know, kind of looking forward to it. Get to go do my own thing. I don't have a boss breathing down my neck the whole time. Just got to make some deliveries and it'll be good to go.
All right. Can you hear me okay now?
Yep.
God, that's so annoying. I gotta update my computer. My phone keeps asking me to update that too, and I don't even do those updates. I'm like lazy and don't care.
Yeah, I get them like forced upon me. I leave my computer running all day long, and if I accidentally if it needs to like restart for updates, every time it restarts, it tries to remind me to like back up all my files, upgrade to the next Windows edition, and I always just hit skip. I don't want to deal with it.
Yeah, definitely. I had a bunch of links, but now they're all gone. I gotta just bear with me. I gotta fucking pull them up. God damn it.
One
I'm
thing that I noticed when I was doing my job interview today is actually something that my brother recommend or not recommended, but recounted to me, was that when he went to apply for this job initially, he actually is so successful that he worked this job for a week and then went and got another one, a better one, with his credentials. So I got his employment hand-me-downs essentially. And but what he had told me when he applied there initially is that the the people that were working there were like very like annoyed with him. Not the boss. The bosses liked him, but like all the people that had to like work in the building seemed like envious of the drivers. Was like the vibe that he shared with me. And when I got there, boy, did I feel the same thing. And I remember this feeling when I used to work at like an ice company. Like if you've ever been to a gas station and they have the big like blocks of ice and the bags of ice in the freezer to fill up your cooler and shit. I made those. I remember working in the factory and I was always so like envious of the people that got to go do the deliveries because they didn't have our boomer boss around like nitpicking. The work was like way easier. It was basically like a field trip when you're out doing deliveries. So I definitely felt that. But I've been in that position too myself.
You ever thought about working for like Coca-Cola or Pepsi and deliver like soda pop or beer,
Um,
kegs of beer or whatever to the liquor store?
I don't have. I think you need the air brake, like license for those. I don't have like the air brake license. I don't have like a class one or whatever it's called here. So I don't think I could do that. And my complaint with that sort of particular job is like when I was doing the ice deliveries, it was kind of annoying because you'd have to like load up this dolly with all your shit. You gotta open the door to these places. You gotta go fucking load up the freezer. You gotta sign the paperwork. You gotta get the paperwork signed. Like it was a lot more involved than what I'm gonna be doing now. So
Yeah.
I'm literally just doing like pick up and drop off. It's gonna be
I don't want to work anymore. Like it's kind of an issue. My roommate doesn't want to work either. Like both of them, but one of my other roommate, he doesn't want to work ever. He just smokes weed all day and just fucking says fuck it. I ain't working. I mean, he has plenty of money though, no debt and no problems, no obligations.
what did he like save up waging and he's just coasting off of it?
Well, he just worked and bought a house and then sold it and then he sold everything. He just because his girlfriend like left him for like a short Asian dude. So then he's just like fucking him out. Like he just got rid of his dogs, or his dog. He had a beautiful German Shepherd. He sold his house, sold his truck, sold his tools.
Hey, I don't blame him.
Just fucking lives upstairs in my bedroom and doesn't do shit. And he's also not even like he's like a normal guy. He's got like his hair and he's tall and he's white and he's not a retard and is pretty crafty when it comes to certain trades. And he's like not an idiot, but he's just like, he likes to smoke weed all the time, which is fine. Like,
really
I
relatable.
don't blame him for doing it. Like, why wouldn't you?
No, especially if you had the white picket fence life and you get fucked over. This is why I watched a really good video that was shared with me. If anyone has seen this guy's channel, it is
I'm pretty sure she did something with HR too, because they work together at like one of these big companies,
Yeah, yikes.
Yeah, and he lost his job working at the job that he had, and then I think he tried dating online or whatever, and that didn't work out either. Like, just crazy BPD bitches showing up at his house, and the cops are showing up, and so yeah, he just sold everything. Sold his house, sold his car, his truck, his stuff, and just he lives with me now. And he's just like waiting for a market correction or something so he can buy another house and just fix it up a little and sell it again and make 150 grand or whatever.
I'll link it in the chat, but this is a channel that recently returned. He just came back from a 3-year hiatus, and he made a really good video here that's very data heavy, and it sums up my thoughts on kind of like how backstabby white women have become.
Should we play it or?
It's like 20 minutes long, but
Oh.
it's like the data just backed up basically everything I've been saying though about how white women are like incentivized to be Zog's strongest golem, and like that's exactly what happened to him. He didn't have some like Jew come into his house and like he circumcised him as an adult. He didn't have like Tyrone, kick in his door and steal his like PlayStation or something. No, like who fucked him over? The woman that was supposed to be like his partner. And I don't think it's tenable at all. I don't think that you can even have a marriage in 2025. You're not you're not married to a woman. The woman has no there is no like the vows are meaningless to the point you may as well not even say them. There is no till death do we part. In fact, it's like a joke that they even still say that. The women wear dresses that symbolize purity they don't have. The vows are repeatedly broken more often than not. And there goes his life.
You're
So
just
I totally relate to that, man.
you're just 100% correct in that they literally have an iPhone in their back pocket like 24/7. I mean, you can't like compete with that.
Even without that, I don't. It's definitely an aggravating factor, but I think it's just women. No matter how great you are, women are never satisfied. No, not not for the long term. So it's only a matter of time until something better or something worse comes along and catches her eye or catches her fascination or catches her sympathy, like whatever it might be, and you're thrown out. Your yesterday's news. It's always, what have you done for me lately? And you're useless to them at that point. They're doing you a favor by staying with you after that knot is tied because everything's lopsided. Even if the woman makes more than you, like she's probably going to get whatever belongings you have accumulated. And I didn't even make it that far and I'm already burnt out. I can relate to a guy that went through all that and just can't muster the motivation, the desire to do it again. He already got the bad burning once, and Only he knows how sure he was about that girl. It's really a blow to your confidence. Not so much that you think you're the best guy she ever could have gotten, because I think most guys are aware that, they have a, a more realistic perspective of themselves than at least women do. I think a lot of us know that we're not like the greatest thing, but we try to pick a girl that likes us for like who we are. And that's the blow to the confidence. It's not that the girl left you, it's that you were wrong. Like you read all these signs incorrectly and you just got burnt in the end.
I thought I gave Crusade a mod status. Did he change his name or something? Or his account? Or what the fuck's going on here?
Not sure.
Not that it matters. It's not, the mods stuff doesn't. It's overrated. So are you gonna like be too occupied to stream or what?
Um I mean, I'll just air it out. I don't really care since it came up, but I've been having a lot of accusations made at me online. Um, Pyramid, for whatever reason, is running around in every single Discord that he can, trying to smear me as a pedophile. And normally I don't let kind of people's comments get to me, but this particular comment always bothers me when it's applied inappropriately because there's nothing in the world that gives people the moral justification to do whatever they want to you. Once that label is applied to you, people will laugh while you're beaten, laugh while you're raped, laugh while you're robbed, not care if you're murdered. So it's not something I really want to mess with. I feel like I've kind of contributed everything I can give to this community, and there's nothing really left to give. So
Yeah.
I don't want to keep pushing my luck because spiteful little Jews like Pyramid or whatever, like he's not alone in this behavior. This has always been the accusation that has been levied against me. I showed a couple people my paperwork, my court papers. So people that I trust do know that the ages of everybody that was involved and what my actual charges were. It's not the allegations that are being made. I'm obviously not going to dox myself like that to everybody, but that's really what's pushed me away from this because I I've exhausted myself and it's not like it's a risk reward scenario. It's literally just risk. You have what I believe to be a whole lot of Jews in this community who are doing everything they can to tear down anybody that might accurately criticize them. And the most effective tools that Jews have, as we've seen with the Epstein situation, is this kind of like blackmail with children. And if they don't have it on you, they'll just invent it and they'll use their power of perpetuating ideas to paint it upon you.
bro,
So
bro, like the fact that it's such a like some we're like we've been doing some streaming for a while now, and it's touched so many nerves. With it's kind of crazy actually. Like we must be I don't. These conversations are important, I guess. Like more important than I can admit to myself. Like I admit they're important, but most people want to just brush it off. And you see what goes on when anyone tries to talk
I
about
mean,
them.
it's been one Jew after another. We had the Sanhedrin provocateur, as he calls himself, appear on the last stream. Prior to that, we had another Jew calling in with the nonstop BBCs, and then we had Lamprey Milt trying to claim that he's an Italian but sound just like a Jew and try to threaten people to get their personal identities and everything else. And now we've got Pyramid, whose profile picture at the time and namesake is the all-seeing eye on top of the Supreme Courthouse in Israel. Like these people spend all day, like this is their job for a lot of them. So I don't know what to say other than I feel like we basically get spawn camped in this community because if you're a white guy and you're disenfranchised in your own nations, nothing is going to radicalize you faster than the inability to get one of your own women, or in my case, being prohibited from doing so. So I think that they know that if there was ever any kind of actual passionate disagreement with them that could, touch the hearts and minds of other people and get anywhere, it would come from these areas. So they spend all day playing whack-a-mole, doing anything they can to steer the discourse away from the problems that they have had a hand in causing and trying to destroy people that I believe have accurately pinned the tail on the correct kosher donkey.
Yeah. I basically have a problem with almost every black pill channel or streamer. They're all wrong. Most of them. You're like the only one that's right. One of a handful. Like most of them are just they. I think they're bad actors or misguided. Malice. Yeah, I don't know.
I think that people that have a one-sided view of things, whether they're malicious or not, get preferable treatment by the people that pull the strings. I don't, for example, if I use Incel TV as an example, right? I'm an Incel TV fan. I think a lot of his videos are really
I've never
funny.
watched it. Who are we talking about? Rehab Room?
Yeah, Rehab Room.
I've never
Uh,
watched a single video.
I think he makes a lot of good content, but he's also the largest in this sphere. And what is the thing that he never touches on? He never touches on that a lot of whites are actually doing badly, and who could be responsible for exacerbating these issues. So that's why I don't like his content. DBDR, another big name in this community. He's just a lol cow. He's funny, he's relatable. I like listening to his videos, but that's all he is. He's just a joke. He makes a mockery of the idea of like somebody suffering. There's no, not to be a solution cell, but it's not even an identify the problem cell. He doesn't it's just, oh man, everything sucks, dude. Everything's bad, man. Oh, great. Okay, but what made it bad? And they don't want to go that far, or they don't know about any of the other issues. So it's playing with fire, and I don't want to get burnt. Like these people set up like a long con on me already, and it almost worked. If I hadn't exercised the restraint, they would have got me. So I'm
What I
not
realized
surprised
too,
that I get the
like the
salty
Discord,
people here now.
the people on the Discord, they just want us to lose and get burned, and like they want you to like fail. That's all it is. It's not like how are you doing or how are you coping. Hey, you got free, I got some free time. We'd like to chat with you. Like no, it's just disingenuous. Just laugh, mock, ridicule, shame. It's bad. Every
I don't even care about
I'm
that.
in a
Like
handful of. I'm in a
like
hand.
if I use Tradsky as an example, okay? Like Tradsky, like the Western Decline isn't a pedophile, he's an ephebophile and a sex pest. Like I think that's funny. I can laugh at that, for example, right? Like that's agreeable, But this is very like hatred filled from these people, and it is frustrating because I stood up for Pyramid like last time that he was on here, and he had some like jigaboo trying to tell him he just needs to go get punched in the face to get a girl. And he turns around like, I think he maybe took offense to the fact that I didn't respond to the walls of text he'd messaged me, and it wasn't even like it wasn't coherent. It was like I'd get on my PC in the morning and I'd have 50 like Discord messages from Pyramid, and they'd all be like disjointed one-line thoughts at a time. And at a certain point, like, he's not the only person that has done this, so I think it's kind of a modus operandi for these people where they just try and bog you down with stuff. But I just kind of gave up on responding to him.
Do you
And at a
get any
certain time, I purged my account of everybody that I had added, and he went. So,
do you get anybody reaching out to you personally and wanting to like talk to you or DM you or?
quite a few people actually, but it's difficult for me to keep it going because there's just you can only have the same conversation with people so many times. I don't think you're supposed to be changing friend groups or like constantly including new friends into your circle. I think that's like an unhealthy or an
That's a
unnatural
great point.
thing.
Good point.
It just gets tiring, like you're supposed to have your in group that you've got your inside jokes with, your remarks. Everybody kind of know, they're all up to speed, they're all on more or less the same page, and then to have to constantly fill people in on stuff, it's just ugh.
Kind of sad Dashboard doesn't do streams anymore. Like, there's never anything good to listen to. I was listening to like TRS the other night. Like, oh, it was fucking bad, man. They're like calling Jason Kessler an incel. It's like, whoa, buddy. Like all the like white people, they like, it's like more Wignat stuff, and then like they just go on and do a podcast attacking all the other Wignats.
Oh, and it's that in the video I linked in chat, I'll link it again here. But he talks about how it's basically like he put a study in there that said that women have like a 4.5 or 5 times stronger in-group preference than men do. And I definitely feel like that is the case. Like, we're all basically just, when we're in the testicles and we're swimming up the fallopian tubes or whatever, heading to fertilize an egg, we're battling our like brother sperm at that point, right? Like, we're all churned out of the same factory, and we got to get there first. And really, all this world is like a big giant nutsack. And instead of the sperm swimming, now they're like running around and driving cars. And it's the exact same thing. Everybody's just a sperm trying to find its way to an egg. And you're all just in competition with everyone else. There is really no like, there's not really, maybe, I think really the only kind of true lasting male camaraderie that has any amount of real presence would be kind of like childhood friendships, that where you knew each other before you were in direct competition for the same like pussy. And I think that nowadays, with how hyper competitive sexual marketplace the world is, you can really only have friends that are kind of on the other side of the world or the other side of the continent from you, because you're not in direct competition with one another. You can enjoy somebody else because this isn't a guy that's going to like take your bitch from you. When in your town, your city, your neighborhood, your neighbor, like even your own family, like these people will fuck you over and they'll take your girl from you, or they'll cock block you because they're jealous, or they'll help set you up, or they'll mock you for making a mistake. Whatever your interpretation of the situation is, there are people that always try to uh, not make things easier for you in most cases.
I'm just trying to think, is there any good black pill streamers or guys in like the incel community, the TFL space, the MGTOW red pill? Like, who's even good? There isn't anybody.
I like listening to Chetty and
Dashboard.
Crusades videos.
Dashboard's the best, and he's
I
gone.
like Dashboard when he's around. I don't expect him to actually stay gone. I like who's the guy with the green M&M avatar, Little Broomstick?
Yeah,
I
but
like
he's
his stuff.
too small. His channel's too. No offense, he just got started. They're all terrible. Like Undead Chronic's got all kinds of problems. Hoka's got a slew of issues. Lamprey, Rehab Room sounds like a fucking, a third world guy who doesn't understand anything about the whole racial dynamic. I don't know. I haven't heard him. Maybe he's good on some stuff. I don't know. Like you said, that DBDR or whatever, he's in local. Is there anybody that's like saying the right, putting out the right stuff? Anybody? I guess Tails is pretty good, but he's kind of he kind of reminds me of
I think
he's impersonal. Tails
is German, so he doesn't understand how bad it is over here in North America. Like a lot of these European guys, think they're so black-pilled and it's so brutal and it's so over for them because they see Giga Terrachads bedding all the women. Like imagine how you'd feel if you've seen the opposite. If you've seen 5'5" Indians unironically with a better girl than you've ever had in your life, how you'd feel. Yeah, I guarantee you it's a lot worse than a guy that you can look at and go, well, I see why I lost to him. It feels a lot worse when your country is basically like conquered without a gunshot being fired, and you see your women being taken as like spoils of war right in your face.
Yeah. I mean, all these people that are like big names, like Pearl Davis has got a lot of problems. Who else? Myron Gaines isn't perfect. He's got some issues. Fuentes is all right. I like Fuentes, but he's got all kinds of kind of
baggage.
Yeah, skeletons in the closet or whatever. Yeah, nobody's really like using their name and face and just kicking ass out here. It doesn't exist. I mean, there's nobody worth. I mean, Andrew Wilson, sorta, but he's like old and like a stepdad and like a weird, like obsessed with like the whole. I mean, he's not perfect either. He's got all kinds of problems. I'm just like trying to go down the list. They're not. None of these people are any good. Don't listen to Sandman or any of the MGTOW crowd. What's that other fat fuck's name?
I think it's just kind of like.
I think Coach Greg Adams is probably like one of the best ones, and he's kind of a grifter. And it's not in terms of like solving, or maybe when I say Coach Greg Adams is good, it's like I genuinely believe if men listen to him, it'll put them on a better path than being a normie.
I mean, I like a lot of Sam Hyde's takes on the woman question. I think he's like hypocritical, There's that clip of Sam, and this isn't a condemning Sam Hyde for banging a teenager, right? But he fucked that Marnie girl or whatever, and there's pictures of him with her. And then what does he do? What kind of advice does he turn around and give his followers? He's like, just get yourself an ugly girlfriend, okay? Like, you don't want a pretty girlfriend. That's going to be too much trouble for you. You want an ugly girlfriend, someone that's easy. Did he follow his own advice in that case? I don't think so. I don't.
Thinking Ape isn't great. He's too impersonal as well. He's kind of a just too polished and like just trying to do like I don't know, not impersonal and too polished. I can't do Thinking Ape either.
Yeah, Sam Hyde lately, he reminds me of Homath, where it's like, don't do what I did. Don't bang the hot girl, bro. It's not worth it. It's and
you're so right about that. What would you say to like okay, let's try to have like introspection or whatever, the self-reflection. People label me specifically maybe as a demoralization agent, or demoralizing white people, white guys that I'm hurting, quote, the white race. What are your thoughts on that?
I would say nobody can hurt the white race more than white women. And nothing I say can ever damage a people more than white women getting with like groids and jeets. Like there's nothing worse than that. So it's like the whole get in the wood chipper Western decline. I'll gladly climb in the wood chipper, but we got to get the baby dick suckers and everybody else out of here first, and then I'll acknowledge that I'm a problem. Okay? Don't just be going after me because you're lazy and I'm low hanging fruit. Let's solve the real issue, and then I will ride the coattail out of here. Okay, it's the same thing with being a demoralization agent. Like nothing is more demoralizing than interacting with white women. That is the most demoralizing thing because you see how vapid, how uncaring they are, how in a completely other world, and that's at best. You know, that's assuming they're not being actively antagonistic towards you. Trying to humiliate you one way or another, or put you in your place, or get you in trouble. White women are who started the whole cry bullying thing in school. We wouldn't have all this kind of teacher's pet snitching nonsense in school if it wasn't for white women. That's their game.
I have said it in the past, Western Decline, that white people are going to be fine. Like, there is no worry about white people. Go watch the Masters. I mean, there's just tons of white people full of money and fucking children. Half of white people are in deep fucking trouble. And if I talk about it, I'm the bad guy. It's statistically just facts. A lot of white people living in America aren't going to have a family. They're not going to have a wife. They're not going to own property. And oh, but you can the American dream though, man. What about you could rise up? And I'm like, dude, no. Like half of whitey's on the chopping block. And if you talk about that or get down on it, it's like I'm the bad person for pointing this out.
Yeah, and it's not even the worst, like the what for lack of a better term, even though I loathe this one, it's not like white trash that are being eliminated either. It's people that are in the middle that are generally struggling the most. People that might one day be competition for the upper crust. That's who's targeted for like genetic
That's
extinction.
why I give Collective Dismal a little bit of a pass when it comes to race mixing. As a white guy, you can't even get your looks match or a white woman to look your way. And when white men, you know, race mix or whatever, procreate with non-whites, it's to me less egregious. So CD Collective Dismal is probably one of the best black pillars on the internet. But he is kind of, he has that kind of flaw or like that thing you can point at him, and I just don't hold it against him.
I don't hold it against him either. I don't hold it against him either because non-white women were the only ones I think in my life that gave me like honest choosing signals. I haven't acted on it since high school when I tried like dating a fucking Vietnamese girl very briefly. And it wasn't any easier. The only thing different about her is she like, did the active pursuing at first because I got burnt by the white girl I was with prior to that. It was the same thing in the end. She still acted the same way, but they'll actually kind of let you be the man. Like white women will never let you be the man. It doesn't matter how manly you think you are. If you're with a white woman, she's wearing the pants for whatever reason. It's this insane obsession. They've always got to be in control, and that's why I like that Mercer's most recent video because he really hit the nail on the head discussing how, white women will never be anti-immigration because they are part of this like a communist troika, like Dashboard describes it, of like homosexuals, non-whites, and women that have all banded together to enslave white men. Like you are never going to have power again, as far as I can tell, because White women prefer having it themselves, then if society is a ship, they'll smash it on the rocks before they ever hand the rudder over to their own men. So,
What do you think about like the dissident right, the black pill, the red pill, in terms of talking heads like getting paid, um, making a career out of lonely men or disenfranchised white men? Do you have any opinions of that?
I don't know. At this point, I think people are kind of just to be blamed. It's kind of one of those situations where, let's say you're like walking down the sidewalk, right, and you find a wallet full of cash. Even before I got so like downtrodden, I was never the sort of guy that would return it with all the money in it. I might give the guy his wallet back with his fucking cards in it and stuff and his like license, because getting all those back is a fucking headache. But I'd play stupid. I'd pretend that there was never any cash in it. Sorry, this is what I found. And that's how I feel about these guys that are, being made into like pay pigs for one person or another, that it doesn't really matter. Like at least if some right wing retard or whatever is doing it, at least it's money in their pocket instead of like a woman's or something. Like even if they just spend it on copes, that money is better spent than going into a woman's pocket.
I like to return stuff that I see that people forget or drop. Like I found a wallet as a kid, and me and my buddies like bring it home. I was like 12 years old, and like the guy came to pick up his wallet because we had I don't know, I had a contact information in his wallet or something, and
Yep.
he gave me cash for just giving him his wallet back, getting his wallet back. Not that I cared. It was just I feel good. Feels good to live in like a quote society where like people can get their stuff back and not get fucking screwed over.
I mean, like I said, I'd give it back, but I'd keep the money, because if I hadn't found it, somebody else would have and done the same. And again, like in that, I can't recommend it enough. Watch that most recent Dark Pills with Mercer video, because he explains also the prisoner's dilemma, which is like the byproduct of a low trust society. And it shows basically why it's always logical. Once trust is gone in society, it's always logical to act as if the other person is going to fuck you over, because odds are that they will.
Yeah. I let's react to a tweet. I had this one that I caught and I just want to kind of hang out and see what you think about this. Still blows my mind that women fought for the right to experience this. Do you have any opinion of this kind of take or tweet? I want to maybe say some things. I mean, Western Decline. This is like the dumb, like Clary take, right? Uh, that the idea that women want to, stare at a cubicle all day is that's not really that's like they're straw man.
Yeah, chat's right. It's it's
This
a
is
means it's a means to an end.
this is
Women
straw
women
man.
women women didn't fight for the right to sit in a cubicle. White women fought for the right to not have to date their looks match, to not be in an enforced monogamy with their looks match situation. That's what they fought for.
You're so right. Like that's kind of where I was getting, like trying to go. Like you're nailing it. The idea that this is what they fought for. That's how much they don't care about us.
Yeah, this is their means to an end. This is where they get money from, so that they're not dependent on a man that looks at the same level as them. They'd rather sit in a cell. This is why women make such good employees, such good like students and everything else. It's all about getting away from the men they're not attracted to. Women will do everything in their power to avoid getting impregnated by bad genes, whatever they consider those bad genes to be. So,
Oh, I just there's
if the only place women could make money was a coal mine, you better believe there'd be women in the coal mine rather than dating their looks match.
yeah, this is such a like Aaron Clary like take right here. This is such a red pill tard take right here, man. It's so fucking cringe.
Yeah, it is completely ignored, misunderstood, obfuscated, one of the above. Women's psychology. They don't understand women at all. To be a red pillar at this stage of the game, you basically have to be retarded. Like, you don't understand women. So it's not a surprise that like out of date like MGTOW types and red pillars like unironically believe that sort of thing.
This is kind of why I understand like Richard Spencer's contempt for the right wing. It's that all these like red pillars and right wingers and liberal white women are fucking evil and liberals suck and the left's insane or retarded. Like the right wing isn't any better.
No, in fact, like, to assume that your enemy is retarded is to put yourself in a very precarious position, because you know underestimating your opponent is not a good thing. You should always operate from the assumption that your opponent is actually even smarter than you are, and trying to think instead how what they're doing might be an effective strategy. Like, how could it be benefiting them in ways that you're not seeing or understanding? And if you look at things that way, you see that these people are they're not as dumb as you think they are. In fact, like, right wingers and men, they always think they're like the exception to the rule, and most of us are not. There's more retarded men than there are retarded women, and women love retarded men. Women want men to be dumb as fuck, brain dead. Okay? And that would be the perfect world for them. Women loathe, no, there's nothing women loathe more than a smart man. That's something you have to hide, like your virginity, maybe even more so, because it will repulse women. They don't look at it as, oh, my children are going to be so smart. My children are going to be so successful. They look at it as, oh, I'm not going to be able to have my way with this guy. I'm not going to be able to,
And let's point out
my children are going to be difficult. This
let's
is a
point
problem
out
I have with my own upbringing, man, because I'm a very honest person, okay?
sorry.
If I do something, I'll own up to it, because I feel like I want to live in a world where people tell the truth. But at the same time, most people don't. They fail that prisoner's dilemma situation, and telling the truth when everybody's a liar is not beneficial to you. And parents are so lazy. You should be raising your son in particular to be like a conniving, manipulating, like a Machiavellian. But parents raise their kids to be honest because they're lazy. They don't want to deal with a child that is, deceiving them and lying to them and trying to get one over on them. They raise a good little bitch that's going to just, tell them the truth and make their parenting easy.
Yeah. Well, it's not confuse like status or even wealth with dumb men. Like that's kind of a missing too. With women don't like successful, popular, talented, high status men. No, we said they don't value intelligence. There's a difference. There's a distinction there? Am I wrong?
Yeah, I mean, there's always this assumption of, oh, well, if you're so smart, why aren't you rich? As if that's the only type of intelligence that exists, and B, as if making money doesn't have more to do with your willingness to hurt the people around you. Most of the ways people get rich, it's not through doing things that are that we traditionally associate with being a good person. I love my Coca-Cola, so I'll use that as an example. But for example, right, the person that really got rich from Coca-Cola and sodas in general, it's not the people that come up with the flavors. It's not the people that come up with the packaging. It's not the people that come up with the advertisements. The people that made soda such a big thing are the people that figured out that, oh, well, you just put, 5 times as much sugar as needs to be in the soda, and then you cut it with acid so that it doesn't make them vomit from being sickly sweet, and they get addicted to it. Right? Those are the people that got rich. Those are the people that made it into the thing that made all the money. Same with cigarettes, it being addicting. Everything that's designed to be addicting, to prey on its user. Those are the people that really get rich. The people that are predatory in their productivity. They treat their other man like an animal. And a lot of people are not playing that game, and I don't think that necessarily means that they're dumb. I think a lot of people probably should be playing that game at this point, because when everybody else is, you just set yourself up to be a victim if you're not.
Yeah, that's a great critique of capitalism and kind of the current year of, profit and success. That's great. Good stuff, Buckaroo. All right. I think we're going to take a few calls because I don't know why not. But let's do the news article, I think. If I can. Well, wait, no. Let's do radical feminist Hitler first. Do you mind?
Oh, go ahead.
All right, here we go. All right, here we go. This is the one. All right, I'll read it. Radical feminist Hitler. Well, this is a Reddit post or some type of post about somebody who likes being homeless. And radical feminist Hitler says, I think a lot of right-wing men are societal rejects with pathological demand avoidance, who would be much happier if they just opted for a vagabond, homeless lifestyle filled with drugs, tree climbing, and the occasional non-gay blowjob between friends rather than be forced into life of schooling, employment, and relationships with women. This is an interesting tweet, and the post is interesting too in itself. Go ahead if you have anything to say, Bucko.
Hey,
I mean, it's the opposite. Men aren't being this. It's this inversion. It's like men aren't the ones that had to be forced into relationships with women. It's the complete opposite of that. Nowadays, you basically have to force men into relationships with women because the women have ruined themselves to the point that no intelligent man would proudly call most of them his wife. So, but other than that, I largely agree with her. I don't know about necessarily being homeless, but I think a lot of us yearn for that kind of return to monkey, like lifestyle where it's more like primal. You're more in touch with your environment and you're like living like day by day instead of trying to plan for a future that you'll probably never get.
yeah, I think the reason why a lot of men kind of want to go back to that is because look at the transition between life stages, right? You go from child to teen to adult to old, right? In the modern age, the child to teen is not very difficult. You just transition, right? It's very simple. You go to elementary school, you learn basic arithmetic, basic English, blah blah blah, right? You move on to high school. But high school is where the difficulty starts. High school is where the transition becomes more difficult. And if you don't fulfill certain requirements, certain stages, then you can't build the foundation to successfully launch into adulthood. Whereas back in the day, or in more tribal societies, it would be okay. You've reached a certain age now. You've reached a certain age. Okay, time to go kill a tiger or kill a wolf, and you're a man now, and we're gonna set you up with a woman.
Yeah, your adulthood begins and ends at puberty. You know, some of us never get the chance to be anything but a man-child because our entire rite of passage in society is structured around women. And women aren't something that you can like game. It's not something you can practice for. You can like accumulate enough skill points and one day like win. Like you just either get them or you don't. So you're locked out of adulthood, you're locked out of respect because you never got something that was out of your control.
Yeah, and but people will gaslight you and say, "Oh, you just need to go outside, just need to do this, just need to do that," when it's just not true. Like I'm well, I recently, I don't know how to say it, but I was gonna save it for a video, but whatever. Recently I basically like, quit my job. I threw like a what do they say? I crashed out and I just quit my job. But
Why though? It's just an easy like bank teller job.
no, my manager was a huge fucking bitch.
Was she a woman or a man?
Woman.
Yeah, it's hard to take orders from women. It really is.
No, but it's a whole thing. She like make me do tedious tasks, like do tasks that I wasn't even hired for. Piss me off. Whatever. I have enough in savings to.
Windex the drive-through. What are we talking about?
No, so I worked as a bank teller, right? But she'd make me like clean the. She tried to make me clean the washroom. Some guy, fucking some Indian or something, probably like fucking like he shit all over the seats, and the janitor wasn't there that day, and she tried to get me to clean the washroom. I said, "Fuck this."
Respect.
That's
Oh,
good.
I wish I had done that at my previous job too.
But it's not like I'm retarded. Like
When they try and spring that surprise washroom cleaning on you,
no, it's
like
yeah, it's a
that's like the
shit test.
ultimate employment shit test. Yeah,
Yeah, if you do
literally.
that, then they know they've got you by the balls. No, but I have enough saved. It's not like I spend a lot. I wear the same clothes. I just wash them. I have basically zero expenses. So I put a bunch into Bitcoin before Trump got elected. So it's not like I'm gonna be fucking broke anytime soon. Even though I live with my parents.
Have you done?
If I had a woman boss, I mean, I just can't do it. I just can't do a woman boss. It's just I can't even deal with.
Neither can I.
I can't even deal with a non-white like boss. A woman boss is almost worse.
Yeah, I'll only work for my fellow white man, and that's it.
Maybe I'm the odd one out here, but I actually kind of prefer women bosses. The best bosses I've had have been men, but on average, they're not good. A lot of them are blinded by their like egos.
It's like it's the same thing with the IQ chart. You know, the top of men and the bottom of men. The midwits are all women.
Yeah, like a superior man would be your best like boss to have, but I can't stand one of these guys. Like I've had so many of these male bosses that are like they'll openly tell you they're like several $100,000 in debt running their business. And they'll act like, it's your job to get them out of that by like working hard because they gave you the opportunity by taking like on all this debt. Like, I don't know. Maybe
It's
I've
like,
just had a bad run of
One
male
thing that
bosses.
really fucking bothers me about the workplace, guys, And I'm like old. I'm fucking 40 years old. And every motherfucker at my work keeps talking about how young I am. Like, bro, I'm an old man. Like some Gen Xer or some boomer is talking about how young I am and treats me like I'm a fucking kid. It's a weird dynamic. I'm not a child. I'm not a kid. I'm 40-year-old man. This is fucking nuts.
Life starts at 40, Thomas.
I swear to God, like you'll never become an adult around these people. Like you work
Not
with
around
boomers
boomers.
and Xers. They
You
think
are, you know, you're happy. You should be thankful, man. Once your hair is fucked, that's when you start getting treated like a man finally. Okay, and it's not all it's cracked up to be. You know, it's your hair that ages you. So if you want to be treated like a man, wax your fucking scalp and show up to work tomorrow, and I guarantee you that's gone. Okay, they're gonna start treating you a lot different. No more treated like the boy in the office or whatever it is you're doing. You're gonna be, you know,
well, I'm
Yes.
fucking pissed. I'm fucking pissed every fucking day. I got to hear about how I'm young. I'm you're still young. You got you got the energy. You could do these this task and that task and oh you're not like old like us. Like dude, you're like 54. You ain't got much on me, Buckaroo.
Do they question your competency because of that? Like, oh, you've only been doing this for 15 years, not 25 like me. That was the problem I had with boomers when I was working out of the union hall. It's like, I've been doing this for 5, 6, 7 years. I'm a fucking journeyman, and you're still talking to me like I don't know anything. It was unreal. I've never enjoyed working for boomers.
I gotta say that's a real issue for me with the workplace is like how men 35, 32, 41-year-old men are treated like children at the workplace. It's fucking maddening.
You'll notice this in the UFC. Weston can probably comment on this, but Dana White will call everyone kid. You know, he's a young kid. Meanwhile, he's talking to a 32-year-old cage fighter.
true.
Yeah, I get fucking annoyed with all the fucking boomers and Gen Xers who just label me as like a child basically and think I'm some young buck. Like you're a fucking faggot, dude. I've been around,
You know, there's something to be said for, you know, young people often don't know as much as they think they know. But it's like a double-edged sword. Old people don't necessarily know as much as they think they know either, and there becomes a point where it's silly to assume that you know more just because of your age. You know, if you're dealing with a 10-year-old and you're like 40, it's reasonable to assume. But the smaller that gap grows relative to the overall ages involved, the more retarded it becomes because that's a lot of years that somebody could have been teaching themselves. For all you know, they might run circles around you.
And on top of that, the boomers are really only successful because of the inertia of the previous generation setting them up for their success. I know a lot of boomers that had their parents buy their house for them when they got married, and they still talk about how they earned everything in life. It's maddening. It really is. I
There
have the
was
same problem as Thomas.
there was a study done on with I think it was the game Monopoly, and they gave certain people a completely unfair advantage, and they had them play, and obviously when the people with the unfair advantage became victorious in the end, and they asked them, why did you think you won? None of them answered, oh, it's because you gave me like an extra $50,000 in cash at the start. No, it's because I outplayed my opponents. I outsmarted them. It's you didn't do shit. This is like beating a fucking paraplegic man in a 100-meter dash, and then getting on top of the Olympic podium and fucking popping the champagne and screaming, and then you make fun of the guy who lost, who came in second place, the Usain Bolt.
All right, Critters is calling in. Let's see what he has to say. Critters, you're live, Buckaroo.
Hey, yeah. So, something happened at work, and well, basically, so I was brushing my teeth in the break room, and this black woman, this like Haitian black woman, came up.
Hold the fucking phone. brushing your teeth in the break room at work is a little bit. That's not a normal thing to do. I'll let you go ahead and speak. Go ahead.
Oh come on! WD always talks about the importance of your he always talks about the importance of your
Yeah, the
dental.
tooth pill.
Yeah, yeah. So I took the tooth pill. I mean, the only reason I brushed in the break room is because the break room has like a good sink with warm water, but the bathroom has like cold water. So that's why I did it. But it's like it's not unsanitary. Like you're like a woman, you're a black woman, an immigrant, and you're talking to like a white man in America this way. I can't even do anything about it. It's just I feel impotent.
It is. It's insulting. It's like having your hygiene and your practices questioned by people that like never invented soap, don't know what like sterilization is, couldn't even purify water, and then they get invited into your home and it's like, are you sure you should be spitting your toothpaste in there?
Your bitch would be eating dirt cookies if she wasn't here.
Yeah, exactly. And also, it's not unsanitary. The only thing that sink is used for is like people dumping their drinks and then like they wash out.
Yeah, it's not like somebody's pissing all over the sink. I mean, I brush
I
my
mean,
teeth in the
if they're
shower.
dumping their drinks out there anyway, like their spit's still getting in there, right? Like unless there's a full
Like
drink that they never had a sip out of, like
I'm not
Yeah, but
spitting on.
are you licking the sink? You're brushing your teeth near it. It's not like you're fucking touching anything.
Yeah, well, like I spit, in the sink, but I'm not spitting on like the where the water comes out of. Like I'm not doing that. So it's not even unsanitary. It's like you're like a black woman. You're an immigrant. Like, why the fuck are you talking to a white man this way? You're threatening to report me to HR. Just go fuck yourself.
Well, black people treat it's I've noticed this a lot, but black people have like this weird cope where they think that they're cleaner than white people, and they
yeah,
almost
because they
they
washed a chicken.
yeah they treat they I heard this quote by some guy, some wignat. He said, black people treat cleaning as if it's some kind of magic ritual instead of a science. Okay, when I clean, I take the cleaning product. I know it's bleach, and I scrub it. I scrub something until it's clean. Black people will dump a fucking combination of chemicals. They'll put fucking lemon juice into a fucking fucking dance over that shit, and then call it clean.
Wait, did you see the video of like the nigga boyfriend washing the chicken with with soap?
Oh yeah, the Dawn dish soap seasoning.
Uh,
That's crazy. I can't believe people actually do that.
Shit, man, you
Real
don't
quick,
season your chicken.
real quick, let's just fucking back it up. So, brushing your teeth. Well, by the way, I think it's funny. Like a white man, and like because the fucking immigrants and all the non-whites do all kinds of crazy shit in the break room. I mean, they cook a whole damn fucking curry in the break room. They're fucking smoking the fucker up. It stinks like a fucking
those things.
ass in the fucking break room.
Yeah.
So like, white guys have. I agree with you, critters. Like a white guy in a white country should be able to have a little more leniency with how like you conduct and comport yourself. But in a public sink where everyone else uses, you're brushing your teeth. That's socially inept, I think, a little. Someone in the chat saying it's a power move, but
It
Yeah, it's
kind
just
of is. It kind of
yeah,
is.
like I don't.
It's
Oh
it's
wait,
like how it's
one
like
more
how
thing.
lions piss all over the trees to mark their area.
Also, like in the bathroom, I have like a skincare routine too. I mean, I'm sure Thomas will call me gay for that,
Fucking what?
but you guys know what tretinoin is? Like tretinoin cream. It's like it
Yeah, yeah,
helps with
yeah,
skin
yeah.
glow. Yeah, so I put that on in like the mirror in the bathroom at work.
So
Okay,
wait.
what I would do here is, have you ever seen one of those like all the hockey fags at my school used to do this? Okay, grade 8 happens and all of a sudden they all chew tobacco. So they walk around with an empty water bottle that they're like spitting their dip in all day long, okay? You need to carry an empty water bottle around and spit your toothpaste in the bottle, but switch to doing your skincare routine at the break room table. Like get like a hand mirror or something and do it right there in front of them. then it would be a power move, and they wouldn't have these like complaints to make. I don't think it's. I can understand the people saying that it's, oh yeah, it's socially inept, but at the same time, like, does anyone really assume that the break room sink is actually cleanly? And I can understand not wanting to brush your teeth in a fucking public washroom, dude. That's nasty. You're putting this shit, like, there's piss mist all over the place. Like, people flushing with the fucking lid open. Who knows what goes on
Dude,
in
I
there?
have a weird routine with the toothbrush. Like, I gotta rinse that motherfucker for like 4 minutes on hot water before I even put that thing in my mouth. Like,
It's
Oh,
like
I,
subconscious. You think someone fucked with it at some point in your
well,
life?
like you said, the shit's in the air,
Yeah,
like,
I
like
don't even keep.
fecal matter everywhere in a bathroom. I don't know. I can't, I have to fucking flush that. My toothbrush is 3 to 5 minutes under hot water. Then I turn it to cold. I pour the toothpaste over the toothbrush. Then I put cold water over the toothpaste. Then it goes in my mouth. And then I rinse my mouth for like 10 minutes after that. I hate toothpaste.
I
I hate toothbrush, but you got to brush your teeth because I don't know.
yeah, also
I've worked with guys.
dioxide.
I work with people that don't brush their teeth. It's just nasty.
I don't even keep my toothbrush in the bathroom. I keep it in my own room, like in a box. So I'll open up the box. I'll grab the toothbrush. I'll go to the bathroom. I'll put the paste on. I'll put like water over it. I brush my teeth. I clean the toothbrush and I put it back in the. I go back to my room and I dry it and then I put it back in the box.
Oh, Thomas, like the thing about my workplace and the thing you said about people not brushing their teeth, I've never seen, like, not once in the years working, I've never ever seen anyone else brush their teeth in the bathroom or in the break room. And I've seen a lot of people.
Well, you
I mean,
wouldn't see them do it in the bathroom because presumably the door would be closed.
well, no, it's not like a single stall bathroom. It's like you have like
Well,
three
just to
sinks.
let you know,
Oh, okay.
critters. Just a heads up. You're supposed to brush your teeth before you go to work, not
Yeah, but
after.
like at
He
work,
does it. He does that and at work, I'm assuming.
yeah, I do that. I do both. It's like,
Probably after every meal, to be honest.
Yeah, was it
yeah,
after
I do.
lunch or something?
I mean, yeah, I drink coffee. I eat sometimes. I wanna get that shit out of my
I've
mouth.
I've met a lot of people that did this, honestly. Like a lot of the turbo nerd girls that I went to school with would do this. They'd be We had a sink in our classroom often, and they'd brush their teeth at the fucking sink in a classroom, now that I get thinking about it, because they were always like, "Oh, well, I just ate lunch, or I had like this snack time, like I gotta brush my teeth again."
Well,
Overbrushing causes
I had braces.
sensitivity.
I had braces on for almost 4 years, and like if I didn't do that, I would have like some pretty fucked up teeth right now. And I've seen people at work, like including women, with like rotted out teeth, like completely rotted out teeth, and their breath smells disgusting. And it's just like, I don't want that to be me. And when you're older, your teeth serve an important function. If you lose your teeth, like your jaw will also start to deteriorate, and it's just this, you want to keep your teeth. So that's my thinking.
I think you should amp it up. I think you should keep like Patrick Bateman maxing in the break room. Like, don't stop at brushing your teeth. Anything else you can put in there to like wage
Bring like
psychological
yeah.
warfare. You like
Oh, I
show this
think
black woman how dirty and unkempt she actually is by
Bring
like
like a 50
exposing
step
her to your
skincare
looks
routine.
maxing routine. Yeah.
wait. Now that you mention it, I did start like I want to lean max, and so what I do now is I bring in like a clear backpack, and I have like free protein shake bottles in there with protein powder, and I have like some supplements too, and like some bottles. And so at work now, I drink my protein shake, and I have my supplements with it, and then I go to the bathroom, put on the tretinoin, brush my teeth, and then I pop in this like capsule containing. It's like a mineral thing. It's I forget what it's called, but it's supposed to help your teeth retain their structure or
Yeah,
something.
I would start spitting the toothpaste in a bottle like it's chewing tobacco, and I would start applying the face masks and everything at the table in the break room. I think that that's the play. Like, agree and amplify with her. You know, gaslight. Say, oh well, when she complained, I didn't really think I was doing anything wrong, but I spit in the bottle now to appease her.
Malicious compliance.
Yeah.
I think I do the opposite approach. I think if she asked me to be clean, I just spit it on the mirror.
I had like a wanting to just spit it into the sink because who's this like fucking nigger bitch telling me what to do? Like you just can't. You have an
Well, I think you're fixated on maybe on the race thing. You know, women adapt to the environment they're in the same way the geomaxers get told like don't bring your woman back here because their behavior changes. Like she sees how women in these our countries are allowed to treat the men, and she's just emulating that behavior. I don't think it's necessarily a black and white thing. It's a man and woman thing. She feels entitled to henpeck you.
Well, it's both. Like to me, it's both. It's like you're a woman, you are an immigrant, you're not even like American black. Like you're a woman, you're black, you're an immigrant. Like who are you to tell me what to do? You just got here. You didn't build any. Like you don't
Yeah,
have.
if you were a Haitian guy, she probably wouldn't have said anything to you.
I mean, yeah. Also, I look. I mean, like I look. I'm not the most like ogre looking guy. Like I'm not. I can't just scare like her away. Like it's like I'm easy pickings because of that. I feel like.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying you got to ramp it up. You got to go full Patrick. Like, ask her, start showing her your business cards and shit. Will you apply your face mask?
Or just spit in the bottles and leave them all over the
Yeah.
All right, guys. I want everyone to just kind of chill out for a second. I'm going to add a new caller. If he's a troll, fine. If he's not, fine. Here we go. Somebody's echoing. Mute your shit. Fucking A. All right. Dead Past, you're live on the Thomas White YouTube channel. Go ahead.
How's it going, everyone?
Oh, we know you. You're a decent caller usually. Go ahead.
How are my supreme gentlemen doing tonight?
Pretty well.
I came on to just hear you guys speak, but also to give a movie suggestion that I think will you guys will really like. Have you ever seen the film Edmund 2005? Just check it out. It's really up the alley of the conversation you guys have usually, I would say.
I'll look it up. I don't think I've seen that one. You guys have anything to say to that?
I hadn't heard of it, but I'm reading the plot. No. Edmund Burke is a middle-aged New York City businessman who visits a tarot fortune teller on the way home. The fortune teller, a little startled, tells him that you're not where you belong. He decides to make changes in his life, beginning by leaving his wife. Okay, all right.
Hey, I like the physiognomy of that guy. It kind of matches an older version of my father.
Oh,
he has like the same look.
He also proceeds to kill prostitutes and a nigger, and they say there's a lot of race baiting in the whole movie. The ending is like extremely subversive, obviously, but it's it's very similar to Falling Down, but more racially baited.
Is it subversive towards us, or is it like good towards us, the ending, or is it good towards
no?
It's like probably like American History X type
minutes.
subversive ending where
exactly.
like, oh, this movie's so based until the last 5 minutes, and it's like, oh, they made him into a faggot.
Well, American History X was supposed to. That movie was supposed to end with Derek Vineyard in a mirror shaving his hair with a shovel. Yeah. But the director cut that out. Edward Norton. No. The director wanted to keep that in. Edward Norton
was a faggot.
Yeah, and he got the movie studio to side with him, and they cut the original ending out, which was him going.
I just want to mention 2 movies before I forget, so maybe you guys could review them or watch them later. A Brighter Summer Day, like a very incel type movie, and also The Prestige. 2006, I believe, 2007, with the guy that played, the Wolverine, and the guy that played Patrick Bateman, forgot his name.
Christian Bale.
And the last movie I watched was Citizen X, and that was a pretty good flick.
Have any of you ever seen like Dredd, the movie Judge Dredd,
Yeah.
the new
The
one
one
or
with
the
Sylvester
newest
Stallone.
one?
Oh,
No, I
I've
saw the
seen
old
both
one.
of them. Yeah.
It
The
shows,
newest one?
yeah, like the brown future.
Yeah.
The new one's really good too, though.
I know most won't care in the conversation,
Huh?
but WD, have you been checking out any of the campaign shit on this side of the border?
No.
I've seen Jagmeet Singh fucking announce that he was gonna run for prime minister. Like, it's all like bullshit. You know, I don't want to see Mark Carney get elected. I
Yeah,
definitely don't want to see Singh. I don't really want to see Polive either. But like, I'd rather him than the others, I
well, that's
guess.
why I'm bringing it up is so basically PP he this whole campaign and even like the last year he's just been like hammering down that like that the liberals are too racist and that the party for
Yeah.
immigrants is the conservative party, and he was
It's
walking around with like a Sikh turban and shit, right? Well, in the last like 3 weeks he's lost like 40 points in the polls, so he just put out a new campaign video where it's all just old boomer whites, the exact same thing as like Carney. There's like one Pajit in the whole fucking thing, whereas like 3 weeks ago there was like maybe two white people in the video. So it's very interesting to
it's
see the shift.
it's the same fucking like 20, it's like the 2015 right-wing tactic. The left wing are the real racists. We're actually the real progressives. It's you're a faggot. Oh,
You can invade the country legally.
yeah, legally. As long as you do it legally, you can replace all the
I'm
whites
pretty
legally.
sure I'll never vote for the Republican Party ever again. I mean, I voted for Trump. Like, I think I did once or twice. Maybe I did twice. I don't remember. Fuck the Republican Party. I'm never voting again. There's no point in voting. I like the
Yeah.
Tom Metz quote. If voted changed things, they'd make it illegal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
James
like
Mason is right about that.
I
What do you
can't.
guys think about Bronze Age perverts? I think he said something
Uh,
about building your own communities and like bringing together like very unique people.
I like a lot of
Isn't
what he
he
says,
Jewish?
but
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't like the fact
Yeah.
that his profile picture is that of a gay porn actor, and
Yeah,
very weird.
he's like a gay like groomer of
Yeah.
boys type like Jew,
That's right.
but he still has some funny comments. You know, like I remember the one where he's talking about like, you know, sitting in an office in an air conditioned building, like clacking away at a keyboard, like you are gay. Like some of it's accurate, but like the whole like return to like Bronze Age, like it's not these kind of aesthetically minded guys that have ever like done any of this shit. The actual crashing out comes from like the opposite people. Like the returns to this Bronze Age mentality comes from some guy like snapping and going
Is
postal.
he the guy who uses like a Giga Chad for a profile pic or whatever?
Yeah, but it's a gay porno star or something.
And he's part of the whole Peter Thiel Palantir thing. He's
That's
part
right.
of the BAP Talmudic network. Like, and I do believe this Talmudic network is real. Like,
Guys,
Well,
like
we're watching it with the
these,
Trump campaign right now.
these names like rehab room and BAP, that just turns me away right away. But just the name alone makes me like I don't even need to find. I don't need to know anything or learn anything about these people.
Actually, I think the name Rehab Room is good because he's like it's like a rehab for the blue pill, I guess. You're
red
getting it out of
pill
your system.
for
Or
both
red
of them.
pill, yeah, whatever.
His show used to be called Caribbean Vibes for the
Yeah,
longest
I
time.
but
think
no,
I think I read a few BAP posts on Twitter or something. I just wasn't
Yeah.
impressed.
yeah.
Everybody
No,
talks about him. I don't. I'm not. Nothing's there.
the
Well,
thing
there is
with
a huge homoerotic sort of underpinning of this scene, right?
yeah, if you see a lot of the like these Baptists, I guess if you call them, not the Christians but the Bronze Age pervert like followers,
Yes, we got that
they're
right.
very first of all, he protested he protested against anti-Israel protesters back in the day. So like he's already like we know
He's a
what.
Jew, but he's a known
Yeah.
Jew. He's a Jew.
Isn't he the guy that proliferated the towel boy discourse as
Yes,
well?
with
Yeah.
Gio Scotti or something.
Yeah.
Whatever. No,
Oh,
but
is that him?
I find this woman attractive because she actually looks like a boy. Like, yeah, that shit.
no, but yeah, like with the Bronze Age pervert stuff and the homoerotic like aesthetics, you see a lot of like these posts and they're talking about, bro, we're like Bronze Age warriors, man. We're like Bronze Age warriors. You know, um, are they gonna do it? But you know, when Hamas fucking blew the shit out of Israel, was that Bronze Age? When they literally, I'm not saying Hamas like the brown people are like amazing or like very intelligent, but when
I
they
gotta
literally,
say, coming in on the paragliders
yeah,
with the AK, it had a
That was
look to it.
Kino.
It was
That
sweet.
was
Yeah,
Kino. Yeah.
yeah,
yeah.
Guys,
was
the Pepe
was that Bronze Age warrior enough for you? No, no, no. In that case, actually, that's not Bronze Age warrior. Bronze Age warrior is supporting Israel 100%. And if you disagree, you must not want America to win.
I think the proper take is not to give a shit and let brown people kill each other.
That's been my take. I say, you know, if it was up to me, if I was like, you know, the if I was like the you know, emperor of the world, I'd just fucking nuke them both. I'd glass that entire portion of the earth.
I think we should take
Yeah.
a page out of the Jews book and fund both sides.
Yeah.
There you go.
Like just send money
Thomas?
to
Who
both
is
of
that
them.
guy? He was like in the alt right. He was like an open fag, and he wrote all those books about masculinity.
Milo?
No, no,
Jack
no, no,
Donovan.
Richard Spencer.
no. Jack Donovan. Yeah, Jack Donovan. Yeah, he's a very
That's what I was
similar.
thinking.
Yeah, he's a very similar case to Bap.
His name's not Jack, by the way.
What is it?
Well, his real name.
Oh, okay.
Was it
Wait, no, Jack Donovan. That is his real name. That's right. No,
Yeah,
Jack
with the
Donovan did write all
beard.
the. Jack Donovan's a kind of a weirdo.
Jack Steinberg?
Yeah, well, I remember back in the day, Operation Werewolf, which was like the Wagner brothers and Jack Donovan. They did this really weird like video on YouTube where they like had like this sort of manor bun, not festival, but like I guess event where like they all jerked off to runes under a full moon.
It reminds me of
Wow.
what's his name?
Pretty Tradinarian.
Yep.
Who's like
Very.
the Chinese
I'm
like?
not gonna lie, guys. Like homosexual stuff, like the gay stuff, really has gotten me trouble in my normie life. Like I'm a millennial, but I mean, I just haven't. I'm like behind the curve with like the social trends, I guess. I mean, I'm a full blown homophobic, and
Yeah.
men in normal spaces, even in like political minded people, like you can't go against the gays.
No.
And like
No.
I realized, like I'm like a outside. Like I didn't think I realized how badly I was off on this issue. Like it's almost worse than anti-Semitism or being against like niggers or whatever. Like
No, it's
the
I
gay
don't even
stuff
call
is
myself.
the gay stuff is like super. You have to like get with the
Real.
program. I
Yeah.
just never did, and I lost some social status and clout and influence. Like I kind of shot myself in the foot going against fags.
I
My
think
experience
I-
with it is like if you criticize Jews will be like they'll covertly work against you and they'll overtly work against you. If you criticize gays, they very rarely do they ever like overtly know that, like they don't come out and like vocalize that you've made an enemy of them. They'll just do everything they can to fuck you over behind the scenes and you won't even know like necessarily that it was them. Yeah, and there's a lot of gay people that are still in the closet too.
I don't even call myself a homophobic because that implies that I'm like scared of them. I'm just disgusted by them. Like they need to like stay away. I don't think.
Question for you guys. So what do you think about these like conservative type guys? These like normie types that are really, they also don't like gays, but they're like okay with like black people, and it's like, oh, my daughter's dating a black guy. Oh, that's cool with me as long as he's a based Christian. But And they're also okay with, lesbians. Like, they're okay with women kissing women, even though, like, it implies they're disgusted by men, and it's like an insult to men. But they're okay with lesbians. But then
Yeah,
they're really
like you should be, if anything, you should be pro male homosexuality and anti lesbianism. You know
No,
what I
I
mean? Like
agree.
that's the logical position
Yeah.
as like a heterosexual man. Like less competition and more options.
But I think it's really cringe that there's like conservatives out there that are like, totally fine.
Hold the phone. We're backing it up here. What the fuck did you just say, Western Decline? Like, you almost sounded like Aaron Clary for a second.
I don't think that you should be in schools with pride flags and everything else, but if two guys want to be gay, I don't give a fuck. It needs to stay out of the public.
Yeah, it's like a don't ask, don't tell policy
Yeah.
that I have.
I don't want to
Yeah,
see it. I don't want to hear
that's
about it. I
reasonable.
don't want kids being taught about it. Like, do whatever you want, but it doesn't need to be in classrooms.
Yeah, that's a reasonable take. I thought, well, I'm
Chris
just,
Fromm never
I
seemed
have
like he
like
was
a
that bad
real
of a guy.
special, I have a unique kind of there is something uniquely wrong with butt stuff. It's just like, how is this a thing? It's almost, I remember I got kicked out of class when I was in like 5th grade. No, it was 8th grade or middle school. I got kicked out of art class because I couldn't even believe there was a homo in my classroom.
Sigma male dom is white.
I mean,
I had a teacher try to make me attend the Gay Straight Alliance meetings after school because they overheard me call my friend a fag. So this was going on a long time ago. That would have been almost 20 years ago now.
I think you'll be pleased to hear that like homophobia is pretty normalized amongst the people, at least amongst my friend groups and overall in the like with engineers at least. Like I don't think I've ever heard anything positive about the homosexuals from the engineers or the guys I hang around with. But
yeah, it's not that it's a positive thing. I just don't care. Like, the same way I don't want people policing what I do with my body. Like, my right to refuse a vaccine is their right to stick a dude's wiener up their butt.
Well,
like,
here's
I
my
don't,
rub.
it's the same thing. Like, their body, their choice. I don't.
Western Clown, here's my rub. It's like when you said it, the whole like, oh, we're gonna do like data and math and like, okay, so and so is gay and lesbians aren't allowed. It's gonna like help us out with like the incel problem. That's just kind of cringe. I think. I don't think that has any effect.
Oh, I don't think that it's actually gonna. I don't think that's actually going to help. But like this idea of like being anti-gay, like policing sexuality has never really worked for any group. I think you're better off just kind of letting people do what they're gonna do anyway.
Well,
you just strip them of influence.
Construing policing, like openly accepting homosexuals in society versus like, like they'll keep it in the closet. There's a difference there, I think.
There's a big difference between the kind of gay guy where everybody can go like, hey, I think he's gay or whatever. That's tolerable to me. Maybe I've become desensitized. Maybe the extremity of it has made me like accepting of people that I shouldn't be tolerating. But when that element of doubt is removed and they're like into like flamboyant territory, if I use fucking Simpsons references, since those are well liked in this community, Ned Flanders almost has like the closeted gay vibe to him. Right? Like it's kind of like I wouldn't care. Like some fag wants to run around saying hi diddly ho. Like if that's the extent of the gayness that I have to experience in public, I don't care. Like,
all right, Western Decline, we got a new caller. Oh, you were live, Buckaroo. Go ahead.
What's on, bud?
You're live, Bucko. Go ahead.
To the bald cell phone.
It's like looking into a mirror.
Well, I don't really know what to say. I mean, like, I'm kind of like,
Well, why'd you call in? You listen to the Thomas White YouTube channel.
the thing is, like, I'm actually, like, I'm starstruck because I've been watching.
Oh, you're like a fan. You're a fan of Western Decline. I totally get it. He's putting out
Well, I don't want to interrupt anybody, but I'm saying, like, I've been listening to your shit for a long time, man.
Well, thank you. Well, what's on your mind? Joe, you got anything on your mind? And something that's
So basically, I don't know. There's not a lot on my mind, but I mean, I listen to you guys a lot. I mean, it's it's repeating, but
so you like the streams? They're shitty. They're good. They're awesome. What do you got?
I think your streams are great. I love your streams, man. I just wish you'd stop biting like fucking dudes on shit.
All right. Well, I guess thanks for calling in, Joe. I appreciate you listening, man. I mean, if you got something you want to ask or a statement, I'll keep you on. But I think I'm gonna keep you. Go ahead.
I think you should consult the Bud Light genie and ask for a girlfriend.
No, when's Todd the autistic hermit gonna come back?
I don't know if he's alive anymore. I haven't heard from him in a while. He might
He
be dead.
He's still alive, but I saw there's still activity, but he deleted all his shit for some reason. I don't know why.
He posted recently like a
I don't
clip
know if he is though.
channel.
He's in the UK. Maybe they took his YouTube license away. Like,
No, Todd is American. He's in.
oh, Todd. I thought he was. I thought he was talking autistic spasticus.
Yeah, so did I.
Yeah,
You know,
he's he's right next to me. He's in Buffalo, New York.
Oh yeah, Todd. Yeah, we all miss Todd. Todd's
Yeah.
great. Well, Joe, I gotta let you go, man. I got another caller.
All right, see you, man.
Feel free to call in the future, man. I mean, I get it. People they want to call in, but you gotta have. I mean, this is radio. We're doing radio. We gotta be ready.
I'm glad that people are getting some enjoyment out of this, though. It's nice to hear that like there are people out here that probably got home from their waging or just woke up for the day, cracked a couple beers, and tuned into this to cope. So it's helping some people, if nothing else.
I was gonna let Oofy Doofy Detractor on, but he
let him on, please.
Well,
please,
he bailed out. Something happened. But by the way, I don't even need to talk to Oofy Doofy Detractor. But if you want to call in, we'll let you call in maybe one or two more times. But I really just don't have it. It's just we're just going in circles. But maybe if he calls in, we'll do it.
I guess since it's kind of slowing down, I've something to say. Hold on, I got my notes. Hold on.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I just wanted to talk about. So basically, we know that we know the difference between male and IQ, male IQ and female IQ distributions, and we know that the smartest people are men and the dumbest people are men, right? But I think the problem a lot of people have is they only interact with one side of the male spectrum. So, a lot of people will only interact with stupid men. Some people, and a lot of people will only interact um, with smart men. And I think that leads to a lot of the confusion in this sphere. And I also just one little more thing to add. I just want to add like my little thoughts. I think most smart women, like most quote unquote smart women, are actually just midwits in disguise. I don't think that there's any actually smart women. They're all like 115 IQ, like retards who think that they're Albert Einstein level.
Absolutely, I completely agree with that statement. Go ahead, Wes McClellan.
I had a kid who I went to school with. He's probably listening to this stream. We didn't necessarily get along back in the day, but there was really nothing wrong with him. I harbor no ill will or anything. And if you're listening, Cody Ebel, okay, Like to put this in perspective, okay, Cody Ebel was like a farm kid who got like bussed into the city to attend this like upper middle class elementary school that I went to him with. Okay, and like Cody Ebel was chill. I didn't mind him so much. But like he'd do strange things. I remember one time they found the ice around my school was defrosting, and they found like a frozen frog that had been like hibernating under the ice, and they like woke it up. They like warmed it up in their hands, and it came out of its hibernation. And Cody Ebel, like I don't, he like just killed it. Like he just smashed it on the concrete. And he got bullied a lot because he was like the only country kid that was there, really for no reason. And I think that this is the kind of guy that women look at and go, men are so stupid, and give themselves this like false sense of confidence in their own intelligence. They look at these kind of Bart Simpson type characters that are running around. You know, to go back to the Simpsons analogies, right? A lot of women fancy themselves a Lisa Simpson to a Bart Simpson everywhere.
And
Bart Simpson
what
wasn't
those,
even
like
stupid.
No,
what
he
would
wasn't,
those
but he was depicted as being like book stupid.
But if those, what would those IQ discrepancies look like if young men weren't deliberately held back for the past 50 years?
IQ is more genetic, so there's
Well,
no really changing it.
I
Yeah,
understand that, but
actually,
it's in the testing equation of it. It's because you have all these boys that are discriminated against in testing itself by their female teachers. You know, I don't know
Yeah, and
how
the lack of interest
trustworthy.
in academics in general and everything else. I think that
Yeah.
I think that it does make sense though. The gap probably like closes. It's probably like the bottom end of male intelligence is probably right below women in general. The only reason I'm inclined to disagree that that all men would kind of pass them is women have like a stark hatred for men that like IQ mock them. They can't stand it under any circumstance, and I don't think that is a byproduct of them being convinced by their own scores on IQ tests that
they
they're
do
like
in a professional setting, but like all of my like ex-girlfriends and even my current one, like they will always just shadow whatever you put out on the table, right?
Guys, or sorry, go ahead, Best.
Oh no, that's it. I was just saying that like that in the professional setting they will like get extremely angry when mogged on like an IQ thing,
There's
but
a
in their
fucking
own personal lives they don't.
there's just this issue where like yes, women aren't that like good at anything. They're not impressive. Like they can't even cook better than men. They can't do anything better than men. Literally, men do everything better than women. But women
Men
have,
also do everything worse than women at the same time.
and that's
It's a
fine.
trade-off.
And that's fine. But women have eggs. Like that's sort of the problem, like where people like fail to like acknowledge their value is inherently more. It's innate. They have more value by default. It doesn't matter that men are better at literally everything.
Well, is it because easy? I think it's because of how they grew up for the most part. Because I think if you take a woman from like 1900 on some farm in Indiana, she would be much more intelligent and articulate and useful than any woman born today, and she'd be nicer too, more modest and more humble. I think it's just the way women are raised. I think
They're a different animal. The whole thing with like women suck and they're stupid and they're literally they literally have they very much do have gifts and talents and ability at a collective level or at specific in certain circumstances, situations. This like we're not trying to like that's I think that's another Aaron Clary red pill faggot like take. Women suck, women are stupid. Ha ha ha. Like, but that doesn't mean they don't have any abilities. Like, come on, man. This is fucking
even if you assume that
No, for
like
sure.
even if you assume that women on average are dumber or everybody's the same IQ, you still run into the issue of like where has design or evolution placed their talent points, and most men's talent points are placed in like manipulation of their physical environment and like nature, whereas women all in on a like social build.
They'll weaponize education in a sense. They'll weaponize their own education.
That's exactly why we posted that the cubicle thing, and how that's not the aim isn't to dominate like keyboarding. The aim is for access to men, and access to power and influence. It's not about being good at your job.
Oh wait, Thomas.
That's 100% accurate. All of these, everyone that I know, all these women that are in these government positions, they're literally in adult daycare. They're getting paid $100,000 a year to fucking write reports that no one reads and just check and send emails. It's absolutely adult
There's
daycare.
the damn Twitter employee. That was that video that where the Twitter employee like did a vlog of her day. It was literally just like cafe lattes and hanging out and just having a good time. We got more callers. Critters. I'm gonna put you in the back, but I'll bring you back because I want to maybe ask you a couple questions. But
yeah, I wanted to ask WD something, and also
I'll bring you back. Hold on. All right, they're probably trolls, and we'll kick them right away if they are. Here we go. Hyperboreant, you're live, Buckaroo.
Is my mic coming in clear?
Yes.
Yeah, you sound. I haven't heard your voice enough to tell. You sound something. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Thomas, is it true that you live with a 40-year-old roasty, and could that 40-year-old roasty potentially be your wife or high school sweetheart?
You called in last week, Buckaroo.
No, but I did.
So, like, first of all, I don't live with women. I'm like a weird. I'm a weird black pill migtard guy. Like, I know it's over. Like, why buy the cow when the milk's free? She's cleaning my bathroom. She's dumping my piss bottles. And she doesn't have to live with me. This is perfect. What is your question? Hurry the fuck up.
Well, since you cleared up the issue that 40-year-old roasty clearly isn't your wife, I guess I don't have any further questions.
You're just trying to fucking shame me because I don't live with a woman or I don't have a hot girlfriend. Like, what the hell are you calling in for?
I'm genuinely not trying to shame anybody. I mean, a lot of people in this so-called in these so-called circles are just a little bit curious about it. Some people actually do speculate that you live with your wife or something like that.
No, I got all my roommates paying my rent, and I just enjoy life, and it's makes it easier. Why living with a woman to me is idiotic unless she's your wife. Go ahead.
Yeah, and we know the chances of that happening these days. So thanks for clearing that up. Anyways, I mean, it's of course just a rumor that's circulating in the community that you're married or whatever.
Living with a woman does make her become your wife if you live in a common law area. Like they're basically the same thing, so I think it's smart to have that perspective. It's the only way you keep it not a marriage is by not living with her.
I have a question for the panel, I guess. So what do you think about the term I came up with this. I think someone else came up with this term, but I haven't used it. I haven't heard it used a lot. I call it Schrodinger's Christian. For example, I think it was Little Broomstick. That Christian values are only applied when it helps or gives women what they want, and are taken away when it doesn't give women what they want. For example, prostitution. It's not Christian to be able to get a prostitute, but you want to fucking kill your child in the womb.
Jesus can sleep with a prostitute, but you can't.
I got another caller. Hyperborean, you can call in maybe in the future if there's ever another stream. Thank you for calling in.
To address what
Collapse Coper, you were live there, Buckaroo. Go ahead.
Yo, you guys there?
Is this fucking Oofy Doofy direct detractor? Okay, go ahead.
All right, so I have a question for Western. It might be slightly long-winded. Basically, last time I think Chuddy and Crusader said that there may be normies that basically they what the fuck is that, man? It's fucking my ears ringing. Anyways, Jesus, turn that shit off, bro. Anyways, basically, I think Chuddy and Crusader, he had a point. Basically, he said that there may be normies that don't like that Western decline has heterodox opinions to the status quo and whatnot. And I guess Western decline said he would take solace in that there would be a collapse that would impact them. And I wanted to ask, when across the timeline do you think or predict this collapse is going to happen? And what do you think it's going to manifest in? Like, is there going to be like a balkanization, or is there going to be like prioritization of like resources? Like the tradespeople are going to, give their services only to rich, affluent areas, letting the other like middle class to lesser class like areas deteriorate, or is it just going to be, you know, maybe just rooted in some cosmetic damage? Like you're gonna see like the house is gonna have cracks in it and the road's gonna have cracks in it, but you still have like like water and gas like lines going to the houses. I wonder your opinion on that.
Um, what do they call them in China? I think they call them tofu dregs, where like a lot of the new construction is just like
It's like tofu. It's like shit.
yeah, like the concrete is actually full of foam and like discarded trash. I think that that's kind of the collapse that we're headed to, where people just are gonna be out for themselves, and what you thought was like a quality good or service is going to collapse into like a tofu dreg. Like you're not even gonna get concrete. Like your driveway is gonna be full of packing
Exactly. Yeah.
peanuts and like discarded rags, and then it cracks after like 6 months, and the company that gave you that you've bought a warranty for it, like it
We'll
went out of
suddenly go
business and
bankrupt
doesn't
and then
yeah, they
open
went
up
out of business and they're
and
not
then open
answering
up
your
in a different
calls.
name in a different city. That's exactly what they're doing. Yeah. You have
Yeah.
all these migrant workers, and I don't mean
Yeah, they
migrant
do
like
that
immigrants. I just mean
in the
like
West too.
ethnics doing this sort of shit. Actually, around here, I'm out east, and there was these Sikhs driving around in what looked like Bell and Rogers, which are like the internet and telephone providers,
Yeah,
vehicles, and they were going to people's houses to check the meters. But then every house that these guys would come and check, a couple days later, would get a
got
B&E.
yeah. That's actually pretty common in my area. You have like these Jeets coming in and they try and pretend, oh, we're either from like the water company or like we're from an internet company. We wanna, come in and see how your router is doing or blah blah blah. You just never ever let them in.
It's to scam you over the phone
Yeah,
isn't enough now. They want to physically come in your house.
yeah. It's like I put my job. This is in relation to I think a point that Collective Dismal made, but I put I sent my job application to like a bunch of companies. Now I'm getting fucking a bunch of scam calls again. So that's
Yeah,
great. I'm
yeah.
so happy.
I think that this is actually part of why they do all the
Yeah,
DoorDash delivery stuff, because it's the same thing. Like you could case so many homes just by doing these deliveries.
yeah.
Like you know whether there's like dogs at the house, you know like how fast reaction speed like the people have, you know like roughly how many people are at home at what times of the day. I expect to see like a lot of this stuff. You know, the job where I got hired, there was a one of the drivers that was fired that I'll basically be replacing was he was doing this kind of shit like for his employer. He wasn't even doing like on the one hand it's kind of based because it's like you know the whole like you don't want to you're going to get paid minimum, you're going to work minimum. At the same time though, if you come from a country where you'd be making like 1/20th of what you're being paid here, you think you'd at least try to do the job even if you're bad at it. And the
Nope.
guy wasn't doing any of that at all. Like he was marking off deliveries that he had never completed. He was showing up like early to areas that had like noise ordinance that he wasn't even supposed to be in at that time. And this was with an employer that was already like doing him a favor. You know, they were giving him hours that worked around his other job. And if you're think about this going on, like millions of people coming to your country that see it as nothing but
economic zone to rape and
Yeah, and
pillage.
yeah, and it's not even like economic zone is
Understatement.
not a yeah, it's an understatement. Like it doesn't do enough to encapsulate. Like it is more like an economic raiding zone because
Yeah.
it's like they're raping and pillaging your economy, like taking everything they can out of it while putting nothing back. They do the same thing with the medical system here in Canada. You know, all these people, they bring their entire family over, and your family has been paying taxes into this socialized medical system your whole life, and now one of your parents gets old, they need the system, and
And it's not there.
there's a
Yeah.
multiple year or 10-month waiting list because somebody brought over all 10 of their grandparents.
Well, you were mentioning Jatmeet Singh before. His father is a psychiatrist who has lost his license about 4 or 5 times for drinking and driving. And magically, a month or two after his license is suspended, it's reinstated, and he's never served jail time.
Amazing. It's kind of like the reverse situation of Hunter Biden.
I know
Yeah,
this is a little
exactly.
bit off topic, but I linked a video in the private chat, Thomas, so you could play it.
And they're doing stuff like that when the economy's still functioning. If everything shits
Just
the
before
bed,
you,
what do you think these people are going to do?
Yeah, play that
uh,
video, Chuddy and linked. That one's funny.
Is
well,
Thomas dead?
while he's getting the video
Bear
set
with
up,
me. I'm trying to fucking figure this out.
basically, even before the Jeet invasion post COVID, it was a well-known thing in the province that I grew up in that mechanics just would not work on Jeet's trucks because they cut a hole into the floorboards and take shits while they're driving. And the way
Hey,
that
I
these
mentioned this
18-wheelers
before.
are set up, the
It
the
spatters
transmission is
over all
underneath the
the
seat, so they would
axles
just
and
shit
everything
all into the
behind it.
and into the transmission.
Guys, is this real? Are you guys being like racist right now?
No, this is true.
Like, let's not be like crazy about
This
stuff.
is
Okay,
serious.
I would,
Serious.
dude. I was on. I
I'm
was
a
on.
racist as much.
Listen, listen,
I'm a
listen, listen,
racist as much
Thomas.
as anybody.
Thomas, okay, Thomas. I was on Reddit the other day and I was reading the Reddit posts for my city, okay? And this is Reddit of all places. And somebody posted a picture of a big fat dog shit on the sidewalk, okay? And they said, "People, pick up after your dogs. This is disgusting." And the number one upvoted comment, okay, it didn't get moderated and nothing happened, okay? And I live in a libtard city, in a libtard province, in a libtard country. The number one comment said, "In this city, you never know if it's actually dog shit."
Dude,
Yeah, well,
Thomas.
I'll give you another
Guys,
example of that.
stop,
So
stop,
I live in
stop,
a super
stop,
fucking
stop for a
liberal
second.
area. Oh, yeah.
All right, this is a little surprising. What kind of tool? Like, they need tools to cut a hole in the floor. You're telling me that I thought Indians were kind of smart sometimes. They literally cut holes in the floor of pickup or semi trucks. Come on, is this real?
This is
There
real.
Yeah, I've seen a white guy do it on like Facebook videos and YouTube videos even. Like he didn't do it to shit through the floor, but what he did was he set up like a catheter so he could like pee into this little kind of like cup thing
Like a
and
scientific degenerate,
and he would just pee under the vehicle, and he did it because he was like hot shot trucking and didn't want to like waste time. You know, he's trying to get the loads across there.
See, I get the
I
piss
believe
bottle
it
stuff. The
completely.
piss bottle stuff makes sense to me. Like, I can understand you're driving 12 hours over the road, middle of the night, you're trying to make some money. It makes sense. You just whiz in a gallon jug of a water bucket or whatever the fuck. I get it.
No, I believe
Destroying your
this
truck,
is a
just
thing.
putting like a hazard area into your own cab.
Well, think about it. Think about it from our perspective. Okay, we every couple months we have some obscene, crazy accident where one of these guys driving a semi, like the last one in recent memory, he hit a whole school bus of kids and killed like double digits of them, and like they actually wanted to deport this guy for doing it. Imagine if this was actually going on. How many of these accidents are actually caused by some sort of fecal distraction while they're behind the
Why?
wheel? Do you think you'd ever hear about it? Do you think the news media that's talking about how we need all these immigrants, they're helping our community? Do you think that they'd ever actually tell you, well, actually, he was squatted between the two seats with his posterior lined up over a surreptitiously cut hole in the transmission tunnel when he collided with the school bus?
Thomas, I know you're not going to believe me, but I've seen an Indian take a shit on like a sidewalk.
Okay, so I know a guy who lives in St. Cloud, Minnesota. And St. Cloud, Minnesota is like the Minneapolis area. It's got a ton of like Somalians that don't belong in America. Nobody likes them. They crash their cars, blah blah blah. So the one dude was washing his penis in the sink in the public restroom where he's trying to help his 4-year-old daughter like go to the bathroom, so he had to punch him out. And then he saw another female Somalian who was just had like a dress or whatever, and she like was wandering through the strip mall or the mall in the St. Cloud area, where she like flips up her dress and just kind of pees all over the floor and then just like walks away, like just pisses as she's walking. So like I can kind of believe what you guys are saying, where they shit in the streets, they cut holes in the semis. But is it really like we always talk about surveillance, the the police state, everything's on video. Like I haven't seen video of it. I mean,
There's lots of it. You can
all these
see you can
employers,
see
all these
UK blokes
employers
yelling out their window at these guys they see in the street doing it. Like right in the middle of a residential area surrounded by blocks of houses. They'll just sit down and let one out.
see, here's where like the racism is a factor in this whole like brushing your teeth in a public sink in the bathroom or the break room, not the bathroom, the public break room, brushing your teeth, or a delivery guy who like pisses in the middle of the street in the middle of the dark and on a delivery on his way back to the pizza shop. Like white guys do stupid shit. That's what I want to point out with the more racism shit, and that everyone gets the shit wrong. Like these things are allowed by the in group. The in group can make mistakes, and that's kind of why this fucking whole diversity and all the third worlders like taking it to a new level. And then on top of that, they're like visitors or outsiders. Do you guys what I'm? Me and Dismal, we went back and forth with this, but that's kind of the problem with racism, guys. Am I wrong with the decline? Like, am I getting at anything?
I mean, the thing is it's all like done like reasonably. Like, I don't look at pulling over on a highway where there's no fucking washrooms and like opening up your car door and pissing behind it to be at all equivalent to like dropping trow out front of the supermarket and laying one down by the shopping cart.
Exactly.
Like, they're not at all equivalent.
It's a matter of like it's a matter of social behavior. Like if you're fucking pissing in the middle of like a hall and you're not drunk, like if you're just popping a squat and just, taking a dump or pissing in the middle of a fucking strip mall, that is simply just antisocial behavior. Like it's just that simple. Like there's a difference between like even if you had to take like a shit, right? Let's say you really had to go and in the middle of nowhere, right? What I would do is I would run and find a place to hide, like when no one would see me because I'm ashamed of it. These people shit on the middle of the fucking sidewalk where there's traffic, where there's people, and they feel nothing
And
about
they're proud of it too. Like,
Yeah.
there's been several cases of these people running restaurants, and they found like, oh, like the food is infected with like fecal matter, and that's bad enough. But like when confronted with this, they try and fall back on it being like a cultural thing. Like, this guy said something to the effect of, like, it's my culture to like wipe with my hand. Like, you're actually in the wrong for criticizing me. Like, I don't have to follow these like health standards in my restaurant in your country. So
All right. I guess it's all believable. Guys, I wanted to ask a question, a random question. But you know what, Critters, why don't you go ahead and ask a question, or if you got anything, go ahead.
Well, I just well, first of all, could you add my PC account and remove this one?
I wasn't sure if it was a troll. Go ahead.
Oh, okay, yeah. Wait, sorry about that. Sorry. Okay, okay, there we go. Can you hear me?
Yeah, your audio is fine. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, yeah. Earlier, I wanted to say that I do appreciate the streams, and I do listen to Western Decline, even if I disagree with him on a couple things. And going back to like the first part of the show, wait. So just to be clear, are you like quitting Western after
I
this show?
probably. I'm gonna do the movie review that we have planned. I might show up for a couple other those. I feel like I kind of got to get out of the way too for some other people to get more of their voices heard here.
I mean, I can see where you're coming from, and as far as the thing you talked about earlier, I mean, I don't think they can really get you in trouble. I haven't done anything, but
Yeah, well, the thing is that it doesn't. It's
Critters,
not
I
about
think
whether you do
let me
anything. It's
speak.
about court of public opinion. People will just repeat something until it becomes reality.
well,
Here's
I
the
also
thing.
feel like if
Critters,
you leave,
critters, stop. Like Western Decline's probably gonna be around. He'll pop in, I'm sure, or he might even do a stream at some point. At the end of the day, everything has been said. There isn't much really. What are we doing here? Like everyone knows the fucking issue. Everyone knows that like it's like white nationalism 2.0 or the old 1.0 or what where people have heard it before.
Yeah,
Like
you can spam 1352 until for the next 100 years. Is anything gonna change?
well, I don't think everyone's heard the message. I mean, your average person certainly hasn't. I think it's a very small percentage of people that have. And going back to my prior point, I just wanted to say, I feel like if you leave, it almost gives these people like more motivation to continue to do what they're doing, or they're going to do it anyway. So you may as well.
Yeah, but it's like
why should he do anything?
there's just not an upside to it. Is the thing. Like, really, I got into this community because I wanted to make people aware of what sort of nonsense is out there in the world. And I wanted to stress to young guys that you have to shoot your shot while you're actually young, because it doesn't matter what the law actually says. If they determine that they don't like what you're doing, they will concoct whatever it takes to tarnish your name. All
Have
you
you thought
have
about?
is your youth. That's your most important resource when it comes to getting a partner. Okay, like you have to if you don't get that girl in high school, you got maybe a year or two. I'm not even joking.
No,
So
that is a that's
Well,
a
here's the thing, Critters. You can say, well, then you're gonna let them win. Well, we were gonna lose anyway. What the fuck you mean?
I mean, yeah, I guess I can't really argue with that.
And ultimately, Western Decline has to do what's best for him anyway. I mean, if he's going to be focused on working and doing other things, then he'd obviously have to cut back on streaming.
well, I'm not going to be focused on working. It's a pretty easy job. I mean, if a fresh import can do it, like I'm not worried about it. But it's just even without the work, the return just isn't there. I enjoy doing it with you guys, but it's not worth the risk.
Well, you
Like
could
I already
monetize
deal
like
with
Nick
this shit.
Fuentes.
Pardon?
You could monetize like Nick
I don't.
Fuentes.
You think
Yeah.
YouTube will let it be monetized? Really?
I applied for super chats something like 4 months ago, and YouTube is still like leaving me on red.
Well, I was thinking more like crypto donations.
Well,
That's what I was
another thing
thinking.
too. Let me make clear the idea that you can make money on the internet without using your face, or at least your face and your name, preferably. Like the idea that you can be a grifter and well, I hate to use the word grift, but someone who's putting out a product like and become successful as an anon, it's very difficult to actually make a living. I mean, people that can do it or that do it, I'm amazed by that life. Like telling me that's quite the talent where you can put out and produce content as an anonymous person and make a living on it, it's very difficult. It's not just like, and also a little luck has to be involved. There's a lot of factors.
Yeah. Well, are you gonna do the Flat Earth stream before you go? You think?
Yeah, I'll get back on for that one if Thomas wants to do it. I don't expect any kind of consistent content because.
And frankly, I'm not upset because I'm a busy guy and I got this new job, and but I don't even like, guys, like there's tons of channels to listen to. There's a lot of new guys are popping up. Even Crusade started a channel, sub to his channel. Little Broomstick, like there doesn't have to be like the King of the Hill thing or like the big dog. Like somebody can fill the void.
No, I'll make like appearances. I'm not gonna completely disappear, but like doing it constantly is just if it was gonna manifest into anything, it would have already. And it puts like a target on your back. Like I make a lot of enemies doing this, and I don't think I've even been particularly argumentative. I don't really go at people in a demeaning sort of way. My criticisms, if I act that way, are aimed at a particular like race or a particular like demographic, not like specific individuals. So, but it just it rubs people the wrong way.
Do you remember Depressed Unwanted Man and what's going on with him?
No idea.
He married like some woman in Australia apparently. So.
Depressed and unwanted no more. He made it out the trenches.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Thomas,
I don't really think. I don't. Yes, I will, but I don't think Depressed Unwanted Man is a success story. That's bullshit. And there's some black pillars that have been putting out that kind of talking point or that narrative. That's fucking retarded. He's 44 years old. He's moving to Australia to marry a woman he probably had never had sex with. I mean, I don't even know, like, whether he did or didn't doesn't matter. But to label that as some great success story is kind of idiotic and just.
No, I'm not saying it's a success story, but something happened out of it. Maybe
Well, I'm glad he's like got his life like positivity. He's happier. I do miss those like drunken streams where he was just singing and stuff. That was great. God, that was probably the best streams ever. Depressed Unwanted Man's drunk singing streams were like amazing. They're the best content like ever. But the guy isn't winning, and but part of me's happy for him still at the same point. At the same time, critters.
I remember one video he was like working on this like vehicle on the side of the road, and he had like a panic attack and he passed out on the side of the road as he was streaming. But I don't think I really watched him.
All right, we're gonna play a video. Here we go. Sorry for delaying Crusade.
ここに描かれたものこそクオテさんの魔物だという。で、周りの人間を書き写したかのように描かれている。想像というんじゃなくて、実際に、何かしかのモデルがあって、ああいう絵が描かれたんだと思いますけどね。モデルがやっぱりあった。うん。なんと天狗にはモデルがいた。そして曼荼羅の天狗はユダヤの面と上2つ。天狗、その正体はやはり古代イスラエル人なのか。さらに我々にもたらされた驚くべき情報が。天狗が頭につけている黒い小さな箱がありますね。トキンというものですけども、実はユダヤにも同じようなものがあります。なんと天狗のトキンがユダヤにも存在する。それは本当なのか。我々は東日本唯一のユダヤ教団を訪ねた。すると。こんにちは。こんにちは。迎えてくれたのは代表のヘンリー・ノア氏。早速天狗の像を見てもらった。This little bot. 興味を示したのはやはりトキン。We have something similar. 似てる。やはり似たものがあるという。それを身につけた彼の姿を見て我々は目を疑った。そうだ、天狗だ。何これ。天狗の正体は古代イスラエル人だった。それを身につけた彼の姿を見て我々は目を疑った。それはユダヤ教徒の祈りの時の装束。その姿はまさに天狗。本当だ。何を受けてんの？ この頭につけた小さな箱はピラクリティといい、中に戒律が書かれた紙を入れる神聖なものだという。さらに彼はユダヤ人にとって最も大切だというヘブライ語で書かれた旧約聖書を見せてくれた。しかしその名前を聞いて我々は耳を疑った。
This Torah scroll.
なんとトーラーの巻物、あの虎の巻のことなのだ。ユダヤ教徒は修行を終えたその証にトーラーの巻物を読み与えられる。天狗の持つ虎の巻も修行の後に渡される特別なもの。牛若丸が鞍馬の天狗から授かったと言われるあれである。一体なぜやはり天狗は古代イスラエル人なのか。
登場しました。江戸時代に描かれたという天狗マンダラ像をスタジオにお持ちいたしました。上には毘沙門天ですとか不動明王の下にですね、7人の天狗が描かれています。はい。みんなつけてる。3人の天狗が鼻が高い。人の顔みたいな感じでリアルですよね、割と。
人の顔で完全に。しかも外国人の顔ですね。
見たことなければ本当に天狗とか違うものと。
これ人間って誇張することがある。だから天狗のお面なんてわざと誇張してきてるんですよね。これはもうね、完全にありますよ。もうね、多分もうそうですよ。否定しようがないよね。
Like, I think my favorite part of that is like the polite like surprise in the subtitles where like as the connections are being made, it's all has like a question mark and an exclamation point after each one of the statements. Like we're at the synagogue or the Jewish Resource Center in Tokyo. It's like exclamation, like why is that even there? Why is that guy posted up in Tokyo?
What gets me the most is the fucking jump cuts in the music. Like each time
the panicked music, yeah.
It started talking about the Torah scroll and they start like fucking freaking out.
It's like it's building tension like you're about to get like a jump scare in a horror movie or like a boss fight is coming in a video game.
This is like the media equivalent of like Oak Island except Japanese except Asian.
All right, moving on. Crusade, you had a question, I thought.
Yeah, my question was kind of so it was more like a statement, but I was just kind of talking about like I don't think all these like social anxiety and all that this stuff, I don't think that it is unnatural. I think it is simply a biological or mental reaction to the environment you are placed in. For example, if each time you stepped outside and you got a panic attack, right? People would say, "Oh, that's weird." But if the reason you got a panic attack was for 5 years, every time you stepped outside, someone came and punched you in your face, you'd obviously develop some kind of pattern recognition. So I think social anxiety and depression and stuff like that is just a simply defense mechanism to bad what's it called? Like instead of you're not getting the carrot, you're only getting the stick. Negative reinforcement. Like if each time you spoke to someone or each time you tried to make a joke or connect with people and you got the negative reinforcement, obviously you're going to be less confident and you're going to have more social anxiety due to a natural pattern recognition.
That becomes really easy to see when you have an overt example like getting punched in the face. The problem is where, to steal a term from leftists, right, it's like microaggressions. Like the microaggressions against a lot of people in this community are very real, but because they're small, like unless you're having them happen to you or have had them happen to you and you're seeing them happen to someone else, you're not going to like spot them. It's not like you're not seeing somebody get punched in front of you all day. You're seeing like somebody just having very short conversations or none, or people making like flash like scowls or like grossed out faces at them, stuff like that.
Yeah, for example, like I don't think I've said this on stream. I think I said this with Western, but I don't think I said this on stream. Like back in high school, I was like rejected by like 3 different women, and like I asked 3 different women out, and they all rejected me.
Were
But
they of the same race or similar?
no, they were Asian. I think one of them was
no.
Chinese, Korean, and then another Chinese girl. But
So
anyways,
you're what, Japanese Canadian?
yeah. But my family's been here for like
My
over
point
100
is
years.
they weren't necessarily the same ethnic group, but
It's
similar.
you're not gonna find many Japanese
Like a
people.
white guy living in America trying to date some Russian immigrant. It doesn't work.
No, well, they seem to go for the white guys, so it's whatever. But like I asked 3 of them out, and like they shoot you looks of disgust. Like I remember.
Did
I
you get
remember.
you remind me of my brother line? They love to use that one for whatever
Oh,
reason.
especially with the Asian women love
Yeah.
that line. But no, I got like even when I I was gonna approach a 4th one, but I could just by that point I could just tell like. As soon as I approached her, she shot me this look, and I just pretended to ask for directions, even though I was like a fucking 4th year.
Did like
Wait, Chudian, what kind of looks archetype do you fit into as an Asian guy?
I have like Emperor Hiromoto.
Yeah, like when he was younger, I assume.
Just imagine him, except with a little bit shorter of a mid face and angrier looking eyes and a bigger chin.
Crusade. How old are you again? Like you're like 20, right?
No, well, I just turned 19, so
whatever. You're young.
Yeah.
So, don't you think well, we always obsess about that the men's wall is not as long as the red pillars say, or like men peak at a younger age than most want to believe. But don't you think, like, man, like you're like not even 20. You're not stupid. You're not, like you have like sounds like a decent like background, or you come from like upper middle class, whatever, middle class. You worked at a bank.
Yeah.
Maybe you're a little too black pilled. Western Decline. Am I like not? Does that not?
Can I just respond to something in chat? Like,
yeah, go ahead.
These women were not cold approaches. These were like warm approaches, but whatever. Like Ben is.
Yeah. That's, by the way, we're not doing the whole. Like women in his circle. Crusade though, like, do you get what I'm kind of getting at?
Am I too black pilled? I mean,
like, man, you're young. You come from like upper middle class. You worked at a bank, like, and you're just kind of like stuck in this space, like as if it's really this. I mean,
at this point,
feel like you still have a chance, a little, maybe.
I don't know. Like at this point, the only thing I want to do is finish school, get a job through my dad's fucking nepotism in his company, in his electronics company, and then just take over whenever he dies, take over the company, and then just sit in a fucking empty house.
Western Decline, what are your thoughts about 19-year-olds listening to our conversations? Do you think that's probably a good idea?
I think that's fine. I wouldn't necessarily feel the same if it was like a 13 or 14-year-old, but I already knew that something was very, very wrong in my dating life by the time I was 19. I just couldn't. This kind of thing didn't exist. I couldn't put my finger on it independently.
You don't sound bad looking, and I mean, like Emperor. Like I'm just looking at the picture of.
Shut up, critters! He's a fucking Asian dude living in Canada. It's fucking over. No, I'm sorry. I'm joking. Go ahead.
Well, I would say, I mean, like, can you go back to Japan? Can you go to some other Asian country?
Dude, my family has been here for fucking over 100 years. We moved here in the 90s or some shit.
Well, you might still have a claim for one to citizenship, and two, I mean, you would fit in because you look like the people there, like you're genetically related, you belong there. Like you could go there.
I can't remember the last
people
time
don't like non-domestic Japanese people. Like if I go back there, first of all, I can't.
There's already too many fucking guys everywhere. Like you go back and you're just another fucking dick.
First of all, I can't go back to the mainland because I'm primarily Okinawan, so I have like a lot more body hair and stuff like that. So I don't look.
This the micro niche Japanese on Japanese racism is something
Yeah.
I'm not educated enough about.
They first of all, I can't go back to the mainland. I'd have to go back to the fucking like I would not be able to get a job.
Arms are too hairy. Go back to Okinawa.
Yeah.
So you're
on the
not like the
mainland.
Kawaii type Asian. You're more like the more masculine, like Mongolian type Asian.
It's you know all those brown people that they portray in anime that are not actually black? That's basically what I look like, except I'm very pale because I never go outside.
I mean, it wouldn't hurt to try, maybe to go there on like a semester. I mean, like who knows? Like maybe go to
I
China.
would just like I'm sympathetic because the only young Asian girl I ever even seen in my life living here was the one that I dated briefly in high school. So the fact that you even had 3 to ask out is amazing to me because that's more than I've seen in my whole life. And at this point, if you're attracted to them, I'd go for white women because you're not taking them from white guys. You'd be taking them from a Jeep. So
I just think the whole obsessing about looks is a little off the mark in a sense that, like, when Raymond says life is like, it's like with women, it's all luck. And I kind of agree in a sense that, like, it's women are like whimsical. You just, I mean, hell, my mother left my tall father with, you know, a full head of hair for a short, bald, hairy man. I mean, it's all fucking fuck, guys. It's all whimsical.
Well, it's getting women is like getting a job. You know, you need experience, but you can't get the experience if you can't get the women. So it's a kind of.
Wait, guys, I have something for you to read. It's kind of relates to this subject. It's called the lesbian master doc. I'm gonna put it in the chat, but you guys want to like read this for a second?
In the general chat or the private chat?
I'm gonna put it in the private chat. Like, tell me what you think.
Hey,
Just remind
Crusade,
me of it.
what's your social circle like? Do you have like a lot of friends that could maybe hook you up with somebody they know?
Dude, all my friends are like engineer like white cells on the verge of doing like a mass shooting or some shit. It's gonna be like another fucking.
Yeah. By the way, Crusade, and I know this doesn't apply to you, like maybe specifically in a sense that Asians aren't all alike, but when I was at a bar and, you know, talking with like some coworkers, and he had an Asian friend, and all his Asian buddies were like gangsters who drove fancy Corvettes, and I don't know, they had some kind of side hustle going on. I don't know what it was, but they were so openly willing to like get me with like one of their women. That just seemed odd to me. Like when I kind of, I don't know, they thought maybe I was bitter and trying to like you know, like a frustration with like getting a women. So like, oh, we have women, we can find you a wife. Like, isn't that weird? Or like,
no, that's people. I get criticized in the chat here because it's like, oh, these guys are so weird. You know, they criticize immigrants, but then you're telling Chuddy to get a white woman. I don't care because he's not taking a white woman from me. He'd be taking a white woman from like a Jeet. And similarly, these guys probably didn't care because you're not taking the woman from them. You're taking the woman from another white guy.
yeah, but it is it is a little complicated. You're not, dude, Western Klein, you always nail it, man.
I mean, it's not like first of all, like I don't think I'd be able to get a white woman. I can't even get an Asian woman, so whatever. I'm cooked.
You do like, combat sports, right?
Yeah, I do boxing. I have some like amateur fights, but it's not like it's gonna.
So can just to put the nail in the black pill J coffin. You've been doing that for how long, and it hasn't yielded you a woman or a social
7
circle?
years.
Okay, just.
Hopefully I develop fucking CTE and I just die in my sleep.
So you worked at a bank, like you think like some pretty divorcee would want to like at least suck your dick or something. I don't know, something.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, it's too bad I didn't get like.
You're like dressed nice at a bank. When you work at a bank, tell like no women, like some like fucking waitress who's like depositing cash didn't want to like get your number.
I don't know, maybe maybe I have like a depressive. Maybe I have just. Maybe my face is just low agreeableness. Maybe I have like a low trust face.
When you worked this job, did you dress down or dress up or try to dress in the middle, or did they
No,
make
I
uniform?
dressed how you were supposed to. I wore the button shirt, the dress shirt, and I wore the nice black pants and the nice shoes. And then I kept my hair clean. Well,
I must have. I sometimes wish I had such an easy gig where you wear like nice clothes and stand around just to help people. But I know it's
yeah.
probably terrible. It's probably so terrible.
The
I
the
worked
main
as a
difficulty is
busboy.
dealing with Jeets and Somalians and idiots who don't know how to how the bank system works. So you have to talk to them incessantly instead of just doing what you're trained to do.
I worked as a busboy in 2019. I have two things to say about that. But one thing is, I had like an Uber ride one time, and they skipped me for some bullshit reason. I got like visibly angry, like I wanted to kill somebody. And then like the next day, like a server girl was like very flirty with me after seeing me in a rage.
Critters, or finish up. Sorry, go ahead.
Number two, this is kind of disgusting. There was this like cute like mixed like black girl there, and there's this like space in the restaurant where the servers get the tea and the cokes and whatever, and they talk there, and I hear the woman talking, and she was talking to some other girl about eating her boyfriend's ass. I overheard that. It's just so disgusting. Like you just openly talking about it like that. Like it's just. I don't know, it's just reminded of that, and I just wanted to
No, there was no. I don't have the I don't have the I don't have the I don't know. There seems to be two types of anger that are most prevalent amongst men. Like I don't have and there's only one type of anger that women seem to find attractive. I have like the seething incel type anger where I get like really quiet and I start like moping around, but I don't get the deep voice like hey,
the plotting.
Yeah, I got the like I'm gonna fucking like pop your car tires later type anger, not the I'm gonna knock you out.
Yeah. Instead of you should have just went on a tirade with like some Pajit customer. You probably would have some white girl coworker to like fuck you or something. Just instead of like just bailing out on your boss, you should have just went off on some Pajit and like told him he's a dirty fucking whatever. And you might have got a fucking I don't know, like that might have been more bad. I don't know. I'm kind of just
I mean, it's more acceptable for him because he's Asian and it's like an Indian. No one really cares about Indians, so yeah, call him like a poop goop.
Oh, you're wrong.
You're wrong.
The
They're
women
gonna
love
fucking
them. The
string
women
me up.
love them. They hate like Canadian women are I think the worst on earth. And if they're not, it's like a tight race between like Swedish women and like
women.
UK and Australian and I guess
Korean
US
women aren't too
all
far
hate
behind.
I think Russian women are pretty bad too. Russian women are pretty bad. Oh, and speaking of Russian women, I've seen like a lot of videos of Russian women in Russia with like black guys. And I'm also just thinking like I think I've said this before, but it's like Russia, like people hate you, like the country of Russia. You're sanctioned already. Like you don't have to let in like these like niggers into your country. Like you're like what are they gonna do? Nuke you for not letting in nigger men? Like
well,
don't
the thing you don't understand is like Russia is not this like based ethno state in that regard.
No, not at all.
Like they're just a little bit more like conservative when it comes to women and like the gay shit. But when it comes to race, like if you look at West and East Germany after the Second World War, like one of the things that the Russians did like in East Germany was put in all these non-white like people in positions of power. Like it was part of their like like the rules that were being placed on them, like it was used to subjugate them. And if you look at like who Russia allies himself with too, like it's a bunch of fucking African countries and other shit. There's things I like about Russia, but they're not gonna like get rid of nigs. Like look at their Muslims, dude. Like they rely on Muslims. That's why they have like this tie to the whole like Dagestani region. You know,
I
like
just
they
don't
they
Maybe
like
she's
understand
in
like
bed
why.
with the bad Lubavitch.
Well, it's just I
Don't
know the
even-
men
don't-
there are
don't-
racist and
You
like
can't
they're-
trust Russian women. They're full blown spies, basically. I mean, all women are spies, but Russian women are fucking spies, bro.
Oh, I heard like the
Man,
divorce lawyer guy call Russian
You're
women
more
the red
manipulative than
menace.
any woman on earth.
Yeah, the divorce guy called him like the Red Menace, like the famous divorce lawyer that was on YouTube. He called him the Red Menace. I mean, it's like I know for a fact Russian men are racist and they're
I want to ask
conservative.
you guys. We're gonna like shift gears and wind down here. So the question is reparations. Should there be COVID reparations? Do you guys think that the government or at a societal level that the public, the working Joe is maybe owed something from this, catastrophe or whatever?
Yes.
I think so. Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely.
And
I
for
mean,
more
where
than
did the
just
wealth
that,
go? It went to the billionaires.
One at a time. One at a time.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, I think people are owed a lot more than just for COVID. I mean, Social Security. Thomas, do you think you'll ever receive Social Security that you paid into it your entire life? That money's basically been stolen from you. I mean, I think people deserve like the $1,400 stimulus checks or whatever from a few years ago. We should be getting like what they do in Alaska. At the end of the year, everybody who's paid taxes that year should get like a 10 grand stipend from the government to help out with yearly expenses. I mean, with all the money they've stolen from us throughout the years, that's the least they could do.
Well, one thing before anybody else goes on, I feel like that was a certain unique time to maybe get one over on the government. Take what you can get from your employer. Don't put in, don't give back. I'm a millennial. A lot of white guys, a lot of white people in America thought, be a good boy, do what's right. And that's probably the exact opposite of what anyone should have been doing during COVID. Just get whatever you can get out of this deal. Delay mortgage payments, get extra money, get time off of work. And
Form a bullshit LLC and
real quick, a lot of white people like myself just kind of went on like everything's just kind of the day by day and go to work and don't take any sort of court advantage. And I feel like I got uniquely fucked over. And I think that there's some sort of like the real reparation is to the victims of COVID. And I don't know, you guys go on, and if you have anything to say about that. I just think that there's been something that's been taken from my life. And I don't want to say like my victimhood and poor me, blah blah blah, but good people, hardworking people who just tried to do what was right are probably the ones who got fucked over the most during COVID. Go ahead.
I agree. I think that the problem with giving some kind of monetary reparation is that the same way the COVID bucks got abused by every bad actor possible, COVID reparations would be the same thing. People that sat there trying to advocate for COVID, for the lockdowns, for forced jabbing and everything else, they'd be in line to collect the reparations as well, even though they were. Yes, exactly. Yeah. So how do you differentiate between who actually deserves it and who doesn't? So I think that it should happen, but it can't be in the form of a direct monetary transfer. I think that it would need to happen. Somebody in the chat said everybody responsible for it needs to be purged. That would be a good starting point. And
anyone who made a social media post supporting it should be like fired from their job immediately or something like that.
Yeah, any employer that mandated it as part of their thing should be held like responsible for the future medical costs of anybody as a result of like vaccine-based illnesses. Things like that. I think my problem is that like it doesn't matter what amount of reparations you're given unless it's an absurdly large amount, because the system is structured in such a way that your dollar is constantly devalued and more money is taken from you constantly. Like your property taxes never really go down. They're always going up and up and up. So your money's worth less, your property tax is going up, that they're going to get that money back anyway. So
Yeah, once they've realized that they can squeeze another drop out of you, it's not like they're gonna loosen their grip anymore. It's the same way they price hiked during COVID, right? They realized people will find a way to pay for it. It's not like they're gonna go, out of the goodness of my heart, I'm gonna lower the prices just for you, my special boyo. No, they're
What
gonna
do you think
fucking.
about investing in or putting money into precious metals?
I don't know.
I've got some
That seems.
silver and gold, but it's just like a hold of wealth more than
Yeah,
it is anything else.
I put mine into like crypto, but I don't recommend anyone to do that. I'm not trying to give financial advice, but
I think
like
you'd be better off investing in vices. Like invest in alcohol, invest
yeah,
in vapes, invest in like sports gambling
I
websites.
I know
Don't do
I
the
know
gambling
my
yourself, but
I
shares
know
by
my father
companies.
shorted about 50K worth of Ubisoft stocks after I told him how shit the fucking Shadows game was gonna be. So
All right,
Isn't
we're
that
winding.
game of
All
the
right,
year? Game of the
all right,
year.
all right, we're winding down. Critters, you got a question or a statement to make, and I got to kick you. Go ahead.
I just wanted for Western to look at that thing I sent in the private chat and see what he thought. Since he's kind of leaving the community somewhat. You know, maybe he find it interesting.
I
I don't
mean,
know.
women complaining about compulsory heterosexuality. It's just kind of Chad sexual shit from women. Like their libido only functions around other women unless the minority outlier and top or bottom of the spectrum that women are attracted to is present. So compulsory heterosexuality. I do think though that like it's another thing like there's so many white women that identify as LGBT, and your red pillar, your MGTOW, your conservatard types will tell you, oh, it's because they're just kissing each other. They're doing it for attention. They're trying to get men's attention. And no, like they're more attracted to one another on average because women in general are kind of like inherently autogynephilic. Like they'd rather be with another woman that's their looks match than a guy that is.
I mean, it kind of relates to that video at the beginning of the stream of like the red, like the bulked red pillar guy, and the women just rejecting him, and then you say no, they'd rather have like a skinny twink than him. Like they're disgusted by him. In fact, like they don't want.
And who's she at the beach with? She's at the beach, like the blonde girl that the bodybuilder asked out is at the beach with some like middling, like curly haired, chubby Becky looking thing. Like she wasn't like the blonde girl had like a beak on her and didn't have like very favorable proportions, and the curly haired thing was even worse, but that's who they're at the beach with together, each other.
Oh no, I saw the same thing when I was in like San Francisco. I went to like a beach and then I hiked and I saw groups of women there, but they weren't with men. They weren't with their boyfriends or husbands. They were with other women, and they were these are sort of like these alt looking type girls, and it's like men were nowhere to be found. It was just they were with women, and they were very affectionate with each other too. Like you don't see that with like male female
All right,
groups.
guys, I got one more thing, and then we're gonna get the hell out of here, and I'm gonna have you guys kind of plug some stuff, and we'll go. This is kind of a silly kind of, I don't know. It's not just kind of lowbrow stuff. Let's do it. So I'm just curious, you guys, and one at a time. Thoughts, and maybe I might have asked this already. And you know what? Let's just fucking end it. I don't even want to do it. Fuck it. We're gonna just skip it. Well, no, let's do it real quick. So, thoughts on fragrance, guys, and I might have mentioned this in previous streams. Men wearing fragrance, cologne, women wearing perfume. Guys know they're not getting laid. They still wear cologne at work. What are we doing here? This is
I saw this meme on Instagram, and it was basically making fun of guys who like collect fragrances. They're like, it basically said, they're chopped anyways, they're ugly. And it's like, yeah, I've gotta, like, the men who like are obsessed with these fragrances, they're very rarely good looking, but I understand it. It's like a cope. It's like, they've already spent money into it. At least, they can find enjoyment in the hobby in and of itself, like enjoying the different smells. It's like I think subconsciously, I use Savvy Guy as an example. He knows he's not going to get women. He knows he's not that guy. He's not that guy, but he still enjoys collecting the fragrances. I think this is kind of with the same thing. And on the thought of women and their fragrances, I don't think it matters much. They'd get women. They'd get men if they fucking shit it all over themselves and covered themselves in feces. So it's not like I'm gonna fucking get to smell it anyway. So why do I give a fuck?
Yeah, cologne is the guy in chat's right. It's an old stereotype in movies, seeing ugly guys putting on cologne before he approaches a woman in a sleazy manner. Cologne is associated with like sleaze. It's like a last resort thing almost. It's like nothing else is working. I want to It's not enough that I don't stink like shit from hygiene maxing. I have to also like go so far in the direction of not stinking that I have to walk around smelling like a bouquet.
It's like the have any of you guys seen like the news anchor movie? It's like 65% of the time it works every time. And there's like the fucking Black Panther.
Yeah.
That's one of the funniest scenes ever, by the way. That's a good one. I love so many of the Will Ferrell shit with the fucking the race car one, Talladega. If you're not first, you're last. That movie's awesome.
It's what it's like with women.
Yeah, completely. Crusade, plug your channel. Tell us what you're going to be up to. And by the way, I listen to your videos when I drive to work. It's great. It's really good. It's cathartic. It's great. It's cozy. I love it.
Yeah, so I guess I'm gonna be posting a little bit on my channel. I heard some people say it's boring. I heard some people say it's good. So check it out if you want to, or if you don't want to, don't. I guess I'm just letting
the more
people know.
subs you get, the more hate you're gonna get. Don't worry about it. I get it all the time. Everyone hates me.
No, it's not even hate. Like, I can understand where some people are coming from. They say it's not very interesting. So
no, I like them. I've listened to every single.
Oh, wait! I recognize someone in the chat. The goat. This guy was leaving like hate comments underneath my
prolific
video. Yeah.
All right, Eschenfelder, go ahead and just plug anything you want to plug, or just go ahead and say what you got to say. I got to go.
Yeah, I got a bit of a question for you. When you're talking about those Asian guys that were offering to hook you up with an Asian woman, like, how did that make you feel? Because I've had that sort of thing happen to me only one time, and it was actually at a mosque. But that's kind of an odd feeling. But like, how did that make you feel when they're like, "Yeah, we'll hook you up with a woman"?
I think I upset them because they realized that I wasn't interested in anything but like a blonde girl. So they were.
Oh, okay.
They realized like, oh, Thomas is racist.
No, just my penis is.
Anyway, Crusade's YouTube channel is in the chat. You can subscribe to it if you're looking for something to listen to. It's Little Broomstick's been doing some stuff. I'll guys reach out to me if you want me to maybe plug your stuff or post it on my channel just to get some more followers or whatever the hell. I'm gonna do more streams in the future, but I don't know when we're gonna do another. Oh no, we're doing the movie review. Western Decline. Why don't you just tell everyone what's going on, and we'll get out of here.
Yeah, I'm still gonna be here to review the first season of The Promised Neverland. And that's that show. If you haven't watched it, watch some of it maybe. That's how I just see the world nowadays. Just like a farm for suffering for the majority of men. So that's really all I feel like I'm here to do, is to just be some sort of food for some kind of entity, whether it's women or demons or whatever.
All right, good stuff, guys. Really enjoyed the stream, and Critters, final thought, and we're out of here.
I think men like to cover themselves up with cologne because women just kind of don't like the way men smell in general. Is what I've noticed. Like a lot of guys just kind of stink.